I'm so sorry that I wasn't really there for me. 'Cause nobody else is showing any empathy. Fully awake and quite undertaken. Did I do something wrong? Life isn't easy. Why did you leave me here with my thoughts alone? I don't wanna wake up messed up, 'cause I can't spend another day like this. Another type of cake up, break up, where I've been finding any way to my fix. I know I need you now, 'cause I don't wanna be around. No, I don't wanna wake up messed up. There's gotta be another way past this. I'm so sorry that I didn't go to therapy. Thinking everybody even used an enemy. Brutally awake and quite undertaken. Did not do nothing wrong. Life isn't easy. Why did you leave me here to get drunk alone? And I don't wanna wake up messed up, 'cause I can't spend another day like this. Another type of cake up, break up, where I've been finding any way to my fix. I know I need you now, 'cause I don't wanna be around. No, I don't wanna wake up messed up. There's gotta be another way past this. If I am so wrong and so gone, miserable, won't you stick around just for some be visible? But you don't, no you don't care. Leave me to suffer, erase all the doubt. Pouring Jack in my mouth, and a love with enough for the pain and the drugs to be present for now. All I'm like now, I don't wanna wake up messed up, 'cause I can't spend another day like this. Another type of cake up, break up, where I've been finding any way to my fix. I know I need you now, 'cause I don't wanna be around. No, I don't wanna wake up messed up. There's gotta be another way past this. Wish we could learn how to love our mistakes, straight from the jump and not wait for an answer. Wish we could smile when shit's rough nowadays, change our reactions. Feelings don't die around this neighborhood. We used to sell a double pills, young and misunderstood. My homies tell me what is changing from your point of view. A smaller circle, but the range is still some deja vu. I recognize my future, and there is nothing but you. Unless you turn your phone around, success might come a future. But unless you analyze in depth, that we're steps away from death. A thousand possibilities, act on it, Johnny Depp. For real. 'Cause we're alone sometimes, trying to know what brought us down here. I don't wanna be stuck in countless drowns. I just wanna smile and run away from here. I swear to God, man, I just wanna be a model for my brothers. Hey, I just gotta work until I'm on the covers. Hey, I just gotta work until my sons are covered. Hey, I just wanna make it proud to be my mother. Wish we could learn how to love our mistakes, straight from the jump and not wait for an answer. Wish we could smile, which is rough nowadays, change our reaction. You just gotta love yourself. You just gotta love
to be honest, I don't mind, cause I don't feel the same way I used to do. Every time I see you know the truth, cause baby, every fucking time you play me, you should know that I don't give a single fuck about you. All the times you lied to me, try to notes, I don't know what to say. I thought you loved me, but you ran away. I've been living in the shadows for a while. Demons calling me from the afterlife. Dark doesn't face me anymore. I can do my tears into gold. Yeah, yeah. I don't care, no, I don't care. Yeah, yeah. I don't care. I said, cause baby, every fucking time you play me, you should know that I don't give a single fuck about you and your words. All the times you lied to me, try to notes, I don't know what to say. I thought you loved me, but you don't. I know people come
Yeah. Black sheep. I don't even write no more.
Him.
God.
Get you
Yeah.
covered.
I'm on my couch, commando. Yeah. Pulling up a clip stick stando. There's no game Nintendo. I don't ever run out of ammo. I'm gon' need me a benzo. No fake friends, don't pretend. Yo, think I might have found my 10. Oh, toasted up in my tent. Watch your man go dumb, go stupid. If you're the best, then prove it. Got no words, be quiet, stay moving. I got a bag, won't lose it. Watch your man go dumb, go stupid. If you're the best, then prove it. Got no words, be quiet, stay moving. I got a bag, won't lose it. Lose it. Get substituted. You're not recruited. Cause you're too damn scared to use it. The truth is, you're useless. What? I'm ruthless. Yeah, I prove this. Keep capping, I'ma leave you toothless. What? You're so dumb to choose this. Yeah, going outside, make it work. I'm in my bag. It's every purse on my back. Is that your girl? She got it. She make it twerk. And why you mad? I got her first. You say you rap, you got a verse. I say the swag, you probably hurt. Back to the lab, you gotta search. On my conscience, commando. Pulling up a clip stick stando. There's no game Nintendo. I don't ever run out of ammo. I'm gon' need me a benzo. No fake friends, don't pretend. Yo, think I might have found my 10. Toasted up in my tent. Watch your man go dumb, go stupid. If you're the best, then prove it. Got no words, be quiet, stay moving. I got a bag, won't lose it. Watch your man go dumb, go stupid. If you're the best, then prove it. Got no words, be quiet, stay moving. I got a bag, won't lose it.
Why these boys so stupid? Counting me out, now I'm counting my money. I'm probably gon' cop me a new wrist. Y'all gon' think I'm a nuisance. No sound know me who this. Yep, I made some improvements. Me and the gang been bowling. Your shawty gon' think we're the coolest. LSA say we got clips. We bout to make it a movie. I make a hit I can't miss. Damn, the charts might sue me. The way I be stacking my chips, stack it up. Probably the bank gon' sue me. Watch your man go dumb, go stupid, cause your mans can't fool
On
me.
my conscience, commando. Pulling up a clip stick stando. There's no game Nintendo. I don't ever run out of ammo. I'm gon' need me a benzo. No fake friends, don't pretend. Yo, think I might have found my 10. Toasted up in my tent. Watch your man go dumb, go stupid. If you're the best, then prove it. Got no words, be quiet, stay moving. I got a bag, won't lose it. Watch your man go dumb, go stupid. If you're the best, then prove it. Got no words, be quiet, stay moving. I got a bag, won't lose it. Yeah. Ay, push start, ayy. Ball so hard, ayy. Raise the bar, ayy. Turn into a star, ayy. Play my part, yeah. I ain't too far. I do it big. I keep it large, okay. Live it up. Cause it's fake, better give it up. Young, but I feel like you've seen enough. Numbers going up, better keep it up. It's going down, better live it up. I ball too hard, ayy. What? I ball too hard, ayy. What? I ball too hard, ayy. I ball too hard, yeah. I'm killing your favorite rapper, it's minimum effort. Yeah, your coach getting severed. The industry dries to desert. Do whatever it is that you think that you're doing, I'm doing it better. Straight double use this my letter. Don't got no snakes, only ladders. They tryna figure out what's on our plate. Infinity sideways, we already ate. Skipping this basics, skipping this class. Stay out of trouble, now I can relate. Nevertheless, again, I'm doing great. I just finished the scene, ain't no debate. You ain't my dog, you ain't my family. And sure as hell, you're not my mate. Yeah, I sing my face to the stomach. I can't wait till we count in the months. I cannot lie, I ain't rich. I wanna see my team coming, it's coming. Some of y'all got ahead of me. To be honest, I wasn't even running. Very soon I'm gonna run it. I demand it, man, I want it. Push start, ayy. Ball so hard, ayy. Raise the bar, ayy. Turn into a star, ayy. Play my part, yeah. I ain't too far. I do it big. I keep it large, okay. Live it up. Cause it's fake, better give it up. Young, but I feel like I've seen enough. Numbers going up, better keep it With the music I spice things up to my liking. But I ain't want nice things, nice things. That's not any case of nosy. I pull up and shoot it to movie. I'm chasing the black, not a cushy. Cut ties with the fake, now it's Gucci. Word of my name from the 0 to 1. You count 6 shots and I count 2 guns. Some people still think I rap just for fun, but soon they look up to me just like the sun. Yeah, you come over here. So it's like no career. Swear you got no idea. So you have no career. Take a good look in the mirror. They need to know that I'm here. Don't you act like it ain't clear. Yeah, push hard, ayy. Ball so hard, ayy. Raise the bar, ayy. Turn it into a star, ayy. Play my part, yeah. I ain't too far. I do it big. I keep it large, okay. Live it up. This is fake, better give it up. Young, but I feel like I've seen enough. Numbers going up, better keep it up. Ain't slowing down, better live it up. I ball too hard, ayy. What? I ball too hard, ayy. What? I ball too hard, ayy. I ball too hard.
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
My name is Jordan Gilbert, aka Nothing.
Hi, my name is Sue Lee. My handle is Snix. I think it's important for these initiatives to happen. Empathy really, really goes a long way, and it always means so much to us, and I think that's where initiatives like this really help.
I encourage everyone in the community, anytime they see bullying, anytime they see someone getting called names, I encourage you to step up and say something.
Good luck, have fun.
Good luck, have fun.
What you finish, no defense. I'll buy it if I want it. I'm going supersonic. Come on back for it. Alright, okay. Running out of luck. Too much in my cup. Need she run it up. Why you always tripping like you top? Cause you not my team pop. Shorty, I know. Why you always tripping like you top? Cause you not my team pop. My team pop. Who really got the block? They wanna party with us, well, that's an I must be that goofy, it's a lot of love. My feature price bigger than your bank account. You talk about it, but don't show what's that about. These boys only flashing with that allowance. We swimming in the shower. I'm only f***ing you if your toes cute. Brown skin, goddamn, that's my soul food. I'm waiting for the record, check your memo, bro. Generation of destruction, you'll remember us. LSD used to do promethazine only. THC, NSC is my new lean. We no longer have the next star. Top like a girl, but she kinda might check. There's no defense. I'll buy it if I want it. I'm going supersonic. Come on back for it. Alright, okay. Running out of luck. Too much in my cup. Need she run it up. Why you always tripping like you top? Cause you not my team pop. Shorty, I know. Why you always tripping like you top? Cause you not my team pop. My team pop.
honesty, I cannot be stopped constantly. Consciously is a part of me. And all I know is coming my way. Yeah, cold out of stone. Stay out of my lane. Yeah, leave me alone. This is my moment. Finally found what lights up my fire. Yeah. Black sheep. I don't even write no more, man.
Him? Yo, can't you
I'm on my couch, commando. Pulling up a clips extendo. There's no game Nintendo. I don't ever run out of ammo. I'm gon' need me a benzo. No fake friends, don't pretend. Think I might have found my 10. Posted up in my tent. Watch your man go dumb, go stupid. If you're the best, improve it. Got no words, be quiet, stay moving. I got a bag, won't lose it. Watch your man go dumb, go stupid. If you're the best, improve it. Got no words, be quiet, stay moving. I got a bag, won't lose it. Lose it. Get substituted. You're not recruited. Cause you're too damn scared to use it. The truth is, you're useless. What? I'm ruthless. Yeah, I've proved this. Keep capping, I'ma leave you toothless. What? You're so dumb to choose this. Yeah, I'm going outside, make it work. I'm in my bag. That's every purse on my back. Is that your girl? She got it. She make it twerk. Yeah, why you mad? I got her first. You say you rap, you got a verse. I say the swag, you probably hurt. Back to the lab, you gotta search. I'm on my conscience, commando. Pulling up a clips extendo. There's no game Nintendo. I don't ever run out of ammo. I'm gon' need me a benzo. No fake friends, don't pretend.
Mountain Dew Game Fuel, CS Money, MSI, GG Bet, and America's Navy.
Well, it's pulled everyone away from Stewie. He's the only one here. First shot is his, second shot is his, bump is his as well, and he's got another one. Stewie just tears them all down.
Great smokes from FaZe. Bottom up goes down. Rain, unbelievable shot. He's going to double it. Can he get any more? Of course he can. It's Rain. All the players grouped in the apartments. No, he's got to deal with his push from Get Right.
Oh, he will. Gets his revenge for the last round. The issue is so many players here. Going in one at a time, and Olaf on the other side of this smoke. 3 kills to his name. He has sent NIP packing. Even as Lekro gets the first man, Olaf's going to put him down. He's on for the ace, and is he going to get it? Dennis on the other side for the nade.
And Shoxy goes through with the UMP. What the hell? He's going for 4 kills here. The USP could be enough. That is absolutely magnificent from Shoxy. And now we've got Olaf Meister left in a compromised position. What's the ace? I can't believe it. We've got Boxing, who's just been an absolute beast here on you. First kill comes in. There still is a chance at low HP. It has to come in right now, though. Chris J has the frag. It's going to be Boxing. They have a chance of it. They can actually do it.
Chris J's jumping. It could be a problem, and he stabilizes shot. Oh! 1-6 an animal. He does not want to lose. 32 frags as he gets a smoke onto the bomb. He has the kit. Nitro's going to spray. He's going to... No! Oh, he's done it! Oh! They will not go down!
And twist in the corner. There should be no way out.
My God! How has he done it? Picking up a quick triple. And he's going to win the round. Absolutely godlike.
Contact has been made as he starts to advance in for around the corner. Quickly, nice double tap from Meyer. He's got the first 2 and a third and a
been hoping for some more of that kind of action. That was season 9 of ESL Pro League, some of the best plays from oh so long ago. Now season 12, myself, Lauren Pansy Scott, Chad's Bunch Virtual hanging out, and you can see the Berlin International Gaming Squad are getting ready in their HQ. That's short for headquarters, in case you're wondering. Yes, and you've got a head on your shoulders. I don't know how I get quarters involved in this question, but regardless, Lauren, this does seem like a bit of an intriguing one. I want to start by asking you, who do you believe is coming into this one as a favourite, and do we have a clear favourite?
I think clear is a hard word to attach, but I would say big are the favourite. I think it's hard to look past what they've been achieving as of late. I think they've stabilised. They're giving no quarter. Got it. But mousesports are a fun prospect. It's that Navi one that's still getting me, Chad.
That was a close game. It was a good game. It was an exciting game. It was a game where BMAS, obviously the newest addition to this roster, is the developmental 6 coming in, taking that position of Woxic, who's no longer with this team. The roles have changed. Everything shifted. Now, we were really impressed with BMAS going for those entries. Now, it wasn't just that he was finding the opening kill, but it's when they were hitting sites, he was getting multi-frags, coming on in, cleaning them up. It was multiple players he was taking on down. His robotic aim was looking fantastic.
He found a regular rain.
Yeah, and you add him in with Frozen and Rops, right? And with the little spicy rifler trio here, I think Lauren and I have been enjoying that one in the time that you're away. But they haven't been able to cement necessarily the most consistent style of Counter-Strike. And the roles right now are kind of in flux with this team, right? Coming into this change-up, I thought to myself, Chris J is going to be the primary opera, right? That would make sense. Well, that wasn't the case. It's actually Carrigan. Yeah, and you do it sometimes, I'll do it other times. Carrigan has been doing the primary AWPing duties. At least that's the role that we've been speaking to him about. And you can see his frags there on the screen and they'll whole teams. And this is the stats right here that I was looking at. So Carrigan doing the AWPing duties within Pro League. His highest weapon is the AWP, 124 kills. AK coming in at 85. M4, A4 with 30. That's pretty standard, right? You'd be expecting them. They're the 3 big boy guns. That's the ones you'd be expecting AWPers to be using. But let's have a look, if we can, at what a ride or die AWPer stats look like. We can bring Sirius's stats up on screen, ladies and gentlemen. And his AWPing, yeah, like I said, ride or die. Now, this guy, 22 maps played, right? 22 maps played, 421 total kills. That's quite a lot of frags right there. 299 with the AWP, 39 with the Scout. That accounts for 80% of his kills with scoped rifles. The USP coming in at number 3.
So just to clarify, that means that he is scouting and USP killing more than he is with the rifle.
Yeah, so get this right. He has a total of 12 rifle kills, and those rifles I'm considering AK, M4, A4, FAMAS, and Galil, and Silence.
Even down to the second tier.
Yeah, the second tier. Those 5 in the season, in 22 maps played, he only has 12 kills with those rifles. 7 with the AK, 2 with the FAMAS, 2 with the Galil, 1 with the M4, A4, and none with the Silenced M4. So only 12 of his frags have come with rifles. So what I'm trying to point out here is the AWP disparity between these two teams. And there has been a question of, is the AWPing good enough on mousesports right now? Well, going up against this today, Carrigan versus Sirius, there's no question who the better AWPer is.
No, but there is also a question as to how much influence this will be able to have. Of course, the difficulty with a ride or die AWPer is that sometimes it's not connecting. You know, there are some teams that do handle it better than others. I want to start thinking about the map vetoes here because, let me think. I have Inferno at the tip of my tongue.
Yeah, maybe as like a tail end, could be a third. I think, you know, we're going to see Overpass go from Mouse. That would make a lot of sense for them to keep getting rid of that. Big to get rid of Train. Those are the bans that we'll be seeing come on through. The picks is where I question. Mousesports have been leaning into Nuke a lot, right? It's a map that they seem comfortable on their T sides, but it was coming with BMAS having to get a lot of those multi-frags as they were entering into bomb sites. So it will be Nuke coming on through, and that allows Big to start on the CT side. Now, Big did lose this map in recent history, and it didn't look pretty, but I have a feeling that it's not a terrible map for them. I think it's one that I don't mind, and the fact they get to start on the CT side, that's good stuff. Big picking into a bit of a comfort pick right there of Dust 2, and this is where the AWPing disparity, we really will see a difference. You really will see a big difference.
We did see, I think, on Dust 2 between Navi and mousesports when that came through. There
That's
was
right.
we did see Carrigan kind of fall off in that regard, not able to kind of post the same sort of, you know, work. But again, they still had a close game.
Inferno was the third. You did get that one coming on through there, Alex. So with Mirage and Vertigo going in that second wave of bans. Now for mousesports, they're not coming into this, in my mind, as the favourite, but they can play a bit more brawly Counter-Strike, which could upset Big. Big yesterday going up against Heroic, they lost that game. It wasn't great. It was a 16-2 on Vertigo and then a 16-8 loss over there on Inferno. So that was only 10 rounds over 2 maps. But this is a different matchup today. And mousesports are more in flux. They're a team who haven't had a chance to lock everything down just yet because of this recent roster change, whereas Big only only a couple months ago, were considered the #1 team in the world.
But the thing is, when things look good for Mouse, though, it's incredibly exciting. I mean, that CT side against RV, awful. Garbage, just sat there going, what's going on? Nothing's looking good. But then the T side, we're suddenly going, wait, hold on. Maybe there's something there. As I said, it is that we don't have that full identity. We don't have that fully fleshed out look, but it's not bad.
What did we forget, Lauren? Frozen's clutches. His clutches.
I mean, I'm not forgetting, because wait till you see my my choice there.
Okay, well,
it's time for predictions. Let's have a quick look at the scores of the doors. Sponjay.
I want my lower bracket run for the Australis kind of dream, pipping everybody at the post a little notch higher to go through. So I need Big to win, and I think the Big are the favourites going into this matchup right here. It's too early for mousesports, I think.
Lauren Pansy Scott, you've already pointed fingers. So does that mean you're going for a gamble here?
It is a gamble and it is a risk because, as I said, it's what mousesports turn up. Is it the mousesports has that 3 riflers who are insane? Is Frozen going to be that, ice cold player? I hate to say it, but it's true. Clutching out, looking mad. Do you have BMAS being just like the best pickup to come through? And Rops doing everything. So it's like, if that all comes online, bring it on.
Sure. I think I'm following you in your footsteps there. I assume Rush is doing the same because he's yeah. Okay, cool. So we've got 3 for Mouse. That does.
They're not the favourites though.
No, they're not. But clearly, what has happened with mousesports' performance, at least in 1 or 2 of those halves, is enough to convince the majority of us. Chad, it certainly isn't like a walk in the park for Big.
No. Not by any means. If Mouse can make it brawly, which I think they can do, especially with the fact that the AWP doesn't need to be a go-to for them, whereas for Big, for Sirison, it has to be a go-to, right? If it's a brawly, scrappy, force-buying affair of a game, Mousesports have a real shot. But on this T side of Nuke, I need to see them getting close to winning the half. 6 or 7 is probably comfortable because once they get on the CT side, it starts to get a little bit more janky for the Mousesports side of things.
All right, everyone, pack your bags. We're off to Cedar Creek. And we've got ourselves another best of 3. Big Clan and Mouse. It's Pro League Season 12, baby. Eyes just follow me around the room in that graphic, but we're ready to get this one underway. Pistols at dawn. And GG.bet does seem to favour Big Clan into this one. Let's see the Julies from Tizian on the hut, known for their prowess with a ridiculous capacity. Can spam away if anyone was for a top hit, but 3 of them in yard, challenging Keto. And that's the first for BMAS, beaming. For a sec, Carrigan does behead him, and already the site is lost, as is the round. Very little space for Zantares and Searson to move. Oof, even less now. First bullet that leaves the P250 of Robson. It's a solid connection into the head of Zantares.
BMAS, Rops doing well early round, and if they needed a clutch, they're calling up Frozen. He's on the phone, bring him in. No, I'm loving it. That's a nice start there. And I'm glad the odds are in the right side for the on-paper pick. I think that is the best way to look at it. Searson's going to be hunted down, surrounded, removed. So, plant, plenty of kills, 1 loss.
Big versus Spirit the other day when we covered that game. They were on the T side of Nuke, and Tabson kept killing Mia through the smoke when they were doing the L block.
Bloody hell, yeah.
I don't think Mousesports are a team that are as easy to predict. So when we do flip on Nova, I don't think they can punish the tendencies in the same way. It's a bit looser, there's a bit more flair to their gameplay. Taking a look into round number 2, it will be the Force Spy. So battling for early economical control is big. They don't want to just take the save and get the guns up in the 3rd. They want to take the fight to them. 3 HGs, a couple of smokes, early nades exchange, and there's the deagle from Tabson. Chris J gets cut up immediately.
Oh, gosh. And again, that scout, you highlighted those stats, and it looks so right now. We throw our minds to it, but the 3 rifles still remain, and I want to keep eyes on BMAS, Robson, Frozen here. Carrigan potentially can facilitate something, but those have to be the final punches.
Rob's lost a bit of help from Tabson. That was a wild smoke shot from the vents, and he'll tuck himself back in. Head in yard, folks, and through the guise of the late smokes, they will descend.
2 players can come down from ramp. That will be Zantares and Searson with the scout.
Tabson's just a off angle. It's a hard shot to hit. Carrigan using the moving accuracy of the SMG to great success. Opts for a fresh mag, and now Zantares. And support is Searson. Molotov off, he will choose to take the fight, losing a great deal of health, and the element of surprise does not work out. Searson does well to get the first, and it does put the bomb loose. Frozen scoops it up at 3-on-3.
Ooh, Frozen, careful, yeah, just absolutely beheaded. Searson's on point, he's looking crisp today. Tag on BMAS, this is lovely work.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about his scout, the fact it's the second highest kill statistically, and nice reactions. The 2 kills Robs has found so far, I think he's fired 3 bullets. And there's a 4th. Oh my god, he is looking robotic. He gracefully executes another as he strafes away from the scout bullet, making it so damn clean. That was some real pretty Counter-Strike.
Jesus.
It just made it a little bit beautiful.
Yeah, you don't say that very often, do you? It was obviously the lack of head armor there for some of those big players as to why those melons exploded in such fashion, but wow, he is crispy here. I was noting Orup yesterday, his AK, on point. Every single shot that kid would go for, just taking off heads.
I'm so glad to see Siriusson though posting numbers early. If this kind of puts him in a position to feel like the game's his to run, however he wants to. This round obviously not going to be the same affair, but I'd love to see him on point with that AWP. See what mousesports look like up against a really ride or die AWPer now.
Well, they can use the smokes in similar fashion here against the AWPer to push Siriusson around, but it's how bullish he wants to be. And guess who's hearing all of this? Rob's the hero of the last year's event dive. Comes right through. Frozen's going to mop that up. But look at them all wrapped in the vents. Plenty of them. It's big. They're forcing forward. Getting mopped on up as Chris J. 4, but we have a 1-on-1.
On earth, yes, can do this. Robs does peek in. Precision continues, but so damn sketchy. Big Clan making it work and bringing it down just to a 1-on-1. Not going to see the conversion yet, but it is time for the weapons. And we're seeing all of those goodies. I expect to see Siriusson spend his 7k on his weapon of choice. This is how it got started, though. You can see that P250. Look how quick and tidy that all was.
How does this work like that?
I have no idea. An unarmored P250 taking 3 armored rifles down. That's a rarity, and I'm glad we got to see it.
Okay, fast smokes coming on through. We've been seeing mousesports do the quick L-block smokes, and this time it will just be that diagonal, Alex. So your one, this one's diagonal, whereas Astralis, theirs is a bent elbow.
Right, here's slice of life, I believe they're saying.
Well, Tabson's going to hit this. But it looks like they want to fight. Chris J. Flash posted. Smoke's coming on through. He's in trouble.
Look to phase so far. Tabson. It's a 1-for-1 trade. Damage was dealt towards BMAS. The initial hit has been red, but they haven't particularly moved too far. Still holding towards that outer area. BMAS. Let's see if anyone would dare have a look. Siriusson is on the case. Looks like they're looking for more information too. Working back in towards the lobby could be a huge problem for Carrigan. He has the bomb. He does have at least Rops in assistance, and Rops is looking very on point today, so that could be the guillotine from above if anyone dares walk through.
If being the operative word. For now, they pause. Frozen is investigating that lower side of the map, and Carrigan lingering with the bomb. Rob's hoping to catch a new one, and Beamus is the one to fall. Now advantage back into Big Clan's court. That's the bomb. That's an important duel for Tizzy, and Robs can catch him with the off-angle swing. Oh dear. That's a huge frag from Carrigan. Suddenly there's a world where they can do this. It's a 2-on-3 CT vent. Problem, Siriusson not missing. That's also causing issues. And it will be Big Clan finding the first round in the 4th of play.
And look what that damage on those last 2 rounds where mousesports were just up against the Force Fire and those upgraded pistols of Big. Their money situation is well and truly in the bin here. They had $1,400 loss bonus coming through into round number 5. It'll be $1,900 going into round number 6. And the question is, do they want to take the save or do they want to go for a force? Carrigan's brought us to the Deagle here. There's no armor behind it. Looks like the save will be called on through. Glocks left for BMAS, Chris J, and Frozen. Any damage that mousesports are able to inflict right here is important. Keep the CTs from letting their economy swell on the other side of things. A little bit of light damage.
Admin, that's
just tickling.
That looked like it should have been better. I'm furious for Carrigan.
Carrigan's got some eyes on him. Obviously, Tabson from main. You can see Siriusson over towards spawn, but check out that nade. Zentara is just hitting up 4 of them.
Trying his luck. Still away towards ramp. Zentara to be tested. He actually wants to stand his ground here. He's expecting a double P. Oh, making a triple. All 3 of them just melt. And Robs has managed to get himself an AWP now. We're going with gas. Ooh, okay, close chance. Finished off before things get awry.
It is all run.
And all recover.
Yeah, that's the one thing as the AWPer, when you're watching your teammates, you hope they don't dilly-dally, they can pick that weapon up. It's very important for Siriusson to hold on to that. $4,750 for the weapon, which he has
What was I saying? 299 kills out of his 421 so far in 22 maps played of ESL Pro League. So that's where he's going to be the most potent, that's for sure. As we get this one back underway, Chris J opting for the Scout. 4 AKs for Frozen, Carrigan, BMS, and Robs. Limping a smoke out to get across towards red. Will be Carrigan leading the charge. And the L block smokes do 4. So this looks like a blast, and through goes
Great
Tabson.
flash. Seriously just blinded 4 players, allowing Tabson to pick up 1. That's Carrigan going down, but that's a huge bit of impact again, not just on the ult, but the flash as well. Everything looking very nice for the CTs.
Oh, we've got some proper counter-strike here. Clear difference of this nuke to the one prior. Tyrus loses his head now. Suddenly things go in mousesports way to the top side was Robs. A little bit of an overcommitment, but bombs down regardless. Down towards that lower side. Bemis locking down the vents, cautious of secret potentially. Tizian has to make a decision, likely going for that vents with Quito calling lobby clear. What a big clan just cut their losses here. I mean, the fact of the matter is this bomb's half ticked. They're so spread out, one ramp. It really just seems like a containment procedure. They're really running low on time here. I need to see some util.
Too late.
Way too late.
Could they get the AWP at least? I don't even know where that is.
Don't want to go down here.
I mean, they've kept Chris on the site. He will die. Tabson now. He has to get the hell out of a dodge. Okay, so Chris, you are cooked. Tabson? Safe.
Okay. So the damage there, it's good. You can see on the other side of things, guns will have to be dropped across. Frozen probably having to drop one as well. And the fact that they saved the AWP, that's even better for the big clan side of things. But with what started with a great opening from Tabson, quickly fell apart. And mousesports will post their 4th round up on the board. You can see how quick they got their L block smokes down by Carrigan dropping the smoke also close towards red to garner his cross. That looks like it's going to be more of the standard wall of smokes coming on through. So aggressive play early from Mouse, and that's where they build their brand off. They're a snowbally team. They really love the momentum. Having riflers as potent as what they have in the server helps a lot. Back towards the yard we go. Smokes coming on through. Standard secret wall smokes this time round. Frozen playing in front of it.
Surely anticipating this close angle. It's so commonly held.
Oh, Tabson. Really would have probably liked that cleaner, but Quito's on the case. Nicely recovered by Quito and Searson to keep things together, leaving Carrigan, sadly, who's meant to maybe be the final man to walk in, be the only man.
3 AKs recovered. It's going to be really nice. That one-shot headshot transfers to the CT side. You can see it's just a pit of squalor for the T side. It's 1,400 heading into a 1,900 loss bonus. They might want to put their shrekels together and invest. Yep, okay. So we get a Chris J scout this time. Not going to be seeing that for anyone else. Bemis pulling out the Deagle alongside his pals. AK and armor on Rob. So really is a full investment. All the chips to the center of the table and looking to the young Estonian.
In their series victory just the other day, he was the star player map after map. He top fragged in every single one of their games, even the map that they had lost. So Rops is hitting not a new level, but a consistent level of absolute beast mode, and he goes down early. So that AK-47, no one's around to pick it up. There was no trade potential. Had all 4 members over towards Yard. Looks like Frozen might be dipping on back to see if they can salvage that now. But meanwhile, cleanup crews here. And they're making an absolute meal of Mouse. 1 remaining. Zentaris drops Frozen. It's a clean round. Everybody survives. Big having an opportunity now to stretch their legs and build a little bit of a bank. They have 3 AK-47s on that CT side, so it's feeling pretty nice for them right now. Utility's good. Diffuse kits are out. And Mouse, they have to take a save.
They do, and I want to point out early on in this game, Searson, once he got that AWP out, he's on 11-5. He's instantly found good form, instantly found a good couple of kills. He took the rifle away from that previous round. His impact alone, again, is hard to ignore.
This might just be one of those slower Glock rounds, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah.
Sorry, Chad, I don't mean to cut you off. It's just, we've been casting with this Alex a lot, but there's one we haven't heard from as much.
Yeah, people were loving his commentary.
Yeah, Ali, well, Machine, would you like to hear a Rush 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 round?
Wow, I've only heard of Rush 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So to hear the full 12 would be really nice.
Rush, do you want to kick this one off?
Hello?
You want to give us some of your play-by-play? You can just do it overall round, colour, play-by-play, all of it.
Well, they're playing slow right now. They're playing the percentages. My ball players, yeah, look. I think.
Don't meme now that Alex is here. You've done a good job.
That's a pansy. He's stolen that from you.
No, that's the chat normally. Chat loves to do the look. Yeah, look. They're going to try popping into main here. No flashes to work with. I don't think Tabs is going to see much, but if he keeps creeping, he's gonna tear this all apart. But they're pushing into vent now. Tizian, he's got a lot to do. Kino in them too. Oh, the spray. Not everyone though. And yeah, they're not going to get the bomb down here. It was a wasted round with the Glocks. They couldn't do much, to be fair to him, and I doubt Robs is looking fresh, but not this fresh. As Tabson takes him down, homicide in the round.
I see what you're doing there. It's like he's playing like a kind of a meta game in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
There is a lot going on there. I feel like some people may not even be able to fully appreciate what just happened.
No, there's a lot of...
There's nuance, there's levels.
Yeah.
It's, it's complex. It's like, have you ever seen that Noughts and Crosses, but it's 3D Noughts and Crosses?
Oh. No, I haven't.
Yeah, I used to have it as a kid. It was very easy to lose one of the wooden blocks.
Oh.
Oh, gosh.
Yes, okay.
Regardless, I was playing three-dimensional Noughts and Crosses. I imagine you call it Crosses and Noughts in Australia or something?
Yeah. All right, well, this is an interesting little angle for Siriuston to be posted up in.
X and zeros, mate. I'll play you in a game of X and zeros.
He's going to keep searching.
Yeah, he's probably going to find one, Carrigan's just tucked out.
He's so bold!
Boy. There's the trade. Oh, Tizian's playing with fire, and he repeats with the AWP. Slaps Robs back to spawn, and once more, swinging into Carrigan, another chance. This time squandered. Keto babysits the hut push. Chris J's gone. And Frozen and Carrigan, what can you do? The flank's coming in so fast. I can't believe Taps has got this element of surprise. And now hold on to Carrigan again, a familiar territory for him. He's lost his squad, and he's got 4 to find. Clean.
All right. It's a clean start, but he's got 3 more of those to go. Through the smoke, he doesn't get this, and he does. 6-4. Confidence abound for Siriuston to make that sort of play through Squeak.
Yeah, but the hero is Tizian, right? The fact that he takes down Robs there with the AWP, this is everything. If Robs trades that out, Big could be in some real trouble because Keto can get isolated on top of Hut, has to worry about the Hut door as well as the Squeaky door. But by being able to find that second kill, that really put Mouse into a downward spiral, and with their economy as well, you can see the purchase coming on through. Light Kevlar for Frozen, Chris J, Carrigan, and Props. BMS will be investing as the head armor with the Deagle, but this might become a little bit of a Mouse specialty with how brawly they can be. They just need one opening, and well, that wasn't it.
No. Centaurus. And fall away, getting a lot of pressure, but Siriuston's there. Siriuston seems to be bloody everywhere on this.
He does, doesn't he? How many times have we said his name already? We're only 11 rounds in. Tyrus is down with it. Oh! That was very sketchy, but no one's going to get too concerned. And Taro might, because he's lost his rifle. Carrigan's gone around the world in 80 days.
Oh.
Okay, no one...
Got Jules Verne, Alex?
To get too concerned. The book?
Yeah, with around the world in 80 days.
Yeah.
And what is it?
In the
2,000 leagues under the sea?
I believe you're doing a really good job there.
I don't actually know.
I don't know.
I believe you're doing a good job there. That's how you don't say anything, but say something. Yeah, I think you're doing probably a good job there, most likely.
Oh, chat's getting... Ooh. If I say chat's getting wide, do you know what that means?
Wide?
Yeah, wide.
What does wide mean?
Well, it sounds...
Yeah, that's why I'm asking if you know what it means.
What's
They're getting
happening?
real wide with Rush's casting. Anyway, Dabson feeling real brave. He's going walkabout. These guys are just oozing confidence in the way they're playing. Flash to follow. Couldn't quite convert a kill, but damage done and everything the T's wanted to do duly noted. But Carrigan's got other plans, but here comes the man who is everywhere on this map.
Yes, it is, and really is making that orb sing here on CT's side. Don't forget, this is not something that many find particularly comfortable. Orping on Nuke, we've heard from Carrigan recently, where he actually explained why he wasn't taking the CT orping duties, and that was given to Chris J just because it is too much to pick up on. There's a lot of complexities and nuance to it. Individuals finding their way. You can see the Citizens doing it his way as he flanks Frozen with an orb. That's correct.
He's got an interesting sticker on that too. I see at the very front of the scope. And Frozen gets a quick glimpse of it as he eyes with the barrel just towards his back as the last two trying to make this cross while Xantaris is in this position. I was going to say nearly impossible, but apparently they found a bit of space and Zentara's not landing the shot.
The doors get a bit messy, but he gets the frag. Nice play.
Yeah, the bomb's here now.
Yeah, and I'm afraid for Ops, this does get awkward. He doesn't need... Wow, I can't believe he actually got that. And now it's Searson missing his shots. There's a world where a 1v3 starts to manifest. Door opens, Searson gets across. Continues to take it. What a cheeky boy. Opens the doors. Taking it out. He already isolates another call to Searson. Okay. Saved by the bell. Saved by the hero Warper. Third kill found, but only on the 5-7. 16 to frag. 16 to frag. 16 frags to Searson.
Yeah, well, his kill onto Frozen right here allowed Zentara to look over towards ramp, and it still got sketchy. But imagine if Zentara doesn't get this kill onto Chris J, right? And then the round could really have been on. So Searson being able to take down Robster in the final throws. As we move on forward in mousesports, well, by not planting that bomb, they're going to find themselves in a weird buy scenario once again.
Not quite found an answer yet. It feels early nade damage. Oops. Not sure if he got noted going vent early in all that mayhem. Carrigan man with a rifle, been removed, falls to Frozen, also dead.
Yeah, he'll take that in Day of the Week, and unfortunately for them, the best commitment here is holding W. And that's what they're doing, just charging, trying to take as much space as they can. Zentaris is already on the side, and that is the 1-for-1 they could have possibly hoped for. An AUG as well picked up. I'm surprised Chris hasn't opted for the plant.
Yeah, me either. This would be the second plant this entire game, and he's just gone without it.
Why? Why? If he gets this, then I guess we'll all eat our words.
He's got a chance. He was going to get the right IP on him. That's an unexpected push. You wouldn't be expecting to push all the way up.
Now things get interesting. Bomb can still be planted. There is nobody down there. He's taken out that ramp orb, and now he can go for even a fake plant. What is his gaming here? Process of elimination. It does draw them into the vents and the CZ. Oh wow, Tizian thinks better of it, but now it's a doable 1v2. They've made a 2v4 manageable. He's not going to be able to manifest much more. Tamsin keeps it clean.
All right, well, with max loss bonus and the plant, it's not the worst thing in the world right now for mousesports. They will be able to get themselves a full buy. That was threatening. As the first round that felt like it might have been able to swing in their favor. The scoreline currently sitting at 9-4. It did feel a little bit odd just not getting that bomb down, but I guess in a situation like that, in a 2-on-4, you're wanting to find a couple of kills that you can give yourself a bit more room to whittle down those clutch situations. So that is the second round in the game that the bomb has either detonated or been defused. That was back on round number 6. And that was the last round that mousesports actually posted.
Eastside Orb coming out. Very excited to see if Chris has got anything to impress us with. Smoked off and now. Chris J's gone for the kind of the vintage beaten up aesthetic for his skins. You'll see how everything just kind of looks like he's fished it out of a bin. But like in a cool way, you know?
God, it's battle scarred. You know, he's been in plenty of battles.
Showing how long he's been in mousesports for, I guess. Yeah. Well, how long he's been on and off of mousesports. As Tabson again has a lot of work to do towards yard. Looks like he wants to...
Oh, I like the way he didn't give away the AUG presence when he had it towards ramp and the smoke went up. He didn't go for the pot shot, but misses the sitter. Well, it's not really a sitter, but he misses the first chance, the opportunity. Now Tabson's certainly aware the flashes explode. They didn't. Wow, I didn't think they got him enough.
Yeah, so Carrigan deliberately, I mean, not necessarily deliberately, but his priority was elsewhere. So Bemis just clearing the back of their cross. Hits the shot. Now mousesports have the early man lead. Oh, Robs, I can't believe you were ready for that. Completely grey screened. He catches Tizian's flank. Searson's pushed Hut. And with an AWP no less, he gets it. Quito catching the first. Searson again with the close quarters AWPing. Needs another.
They're going to drop lower.
They can, and they will. Both just sending knives out. Searson hears it. He's going to have to follow loudly. Oh, no way he hits it. Gets the first. Chris to plant. He's grabbed himself the AK. Bomb down. Searson starting to put his thinking cap on, and that smoke is going to really screw things. Takes the sound cue.
This is unwinnable now,
yeah,
surely.
That smoke's really screwed the pooch.
He does have this nade. If he lands it picture perfect onto the feet of Chris, maybe that'll be enough damage to take him out, but The bomb's ticking.
So he's going to break the... Calls it clear, assumes ramp now. Yeah. Okay, time. Really doesn't have enough of it. So full defuse, and Chris will just likely be able to knock him off his perch. So that is the 5th for Mouse. Bomb down, round 1.
It looked like Sirison was going to clutch that out, right? It looked like he was going to be able to convert that, but all it was a flubbed smoke. The smoke would have been an extra door. Like, imagine that he's going to now be able to peer out of the grey screen in multiple different angles while Chris James has to be ready for now a bigger and wider array. This shot right here is what made it feel possible. Frozen's going to be very, very unhappy with how that one went down, but Chris has been offered up an easy one here and an important one. So 9-5, back underway we go. Eyes for both sides of things. Orbs for Chris and Sirison again. Utility is good. No one has anything to complain about going into round number 15. This time there's no real early indication of where Mouse want to go. Haven't thrown out the early yard smokes. We're not seeing the quick L block off spawn. There's no secret smokes. They're waiting for any aggression, waiting for any pushes. And so far, Big are happy to just wait out the clock as well. Second smoke is dumped over towards that ramp position to buy Zentara's a little extra time. Should be. Should bounce off of the...
Run, jump throw, or just a jump throw? Easy peasy. Oosh! Picture perfect. On the lip and all.
Wow.
Oh, the flashes are good, but there's trades. Frozen ensures things don't downward spiral. 4 on 4.
Sirison every time is finding impact, whether it be with that flash or not. It's going to be Robso with more. Cracks open the site. Snaps it up. As Sirison can stop that bomb, he does. That's a problem. And he even expects to push from Carrigan, reading him like a book. Sirison's value is irreplaceable, but he's finally gone down.
That tag was so unlucky. He'd have had a real round there to rival that of Simples from a similar position. Tires to clutch. Just catch the fur, hoping to catch the transfer with the spray. Frozen is low, admittedly, but as we toggle off the X-ray, you now are living in the eyes of Zentares. Where is Frozen? Process of elimination. Bomb plant will give him some info, but Frozen's gone and got it. Went up on the hut, no less. 9-6. We got a game on our hands, folks. Don't go too far.
into their favor, but the second half can be a whole different thing.
I didn't realize mousesports were branching into cycling. It looks like these kind of new jerseys are more designed for the Tour de France as we ready for the Tour of Nuke. Second half, second series, and Carrigan breaking the vents to start us off. Hit the pins. Oh, God, that was quick. As soon as the sound cue hits his eardrums, Keto's bullet hits his eyebrows. In the vents, in pursuit of a plant, likely will have it. Rops would have to get some pretty damn specific shooting, and Keto, giving him that P250 seems to be paying dividends. He might even find another one here. It's Chris J, and damn, he's whittled away at him down to 13. He is the kid. He is the smoke. He is their way back in, and already on the way in, he had the kit and the smoke in his hands, and yeah, now Frozen should be able to at least find one. It is a one-on-one. Tizian to try and stop this bomb defusal. 5 seconds is the time to take it out. Takes it. Tizian could get caught here. Oh, Frozen hunting. Frozen hunting, but it's wasting time, and that's enough. He's going for the full defuse now. Tizian, all he has to do is stop this. Dude. Oh my goodness. My face is already flush. After that one, I wasn't even the one playing. Tizian's going to really hate that one. Just caught off guard. You can see the Frozen's head ducked naturally. And after all of this hard work from Keto as well, let's see this again.
Oh, bloody hell.
Look at this duck. You ready? Oh, the timing just a little too much in his count in his head. 5 seconds, he probably peaked on 4. Well, that's a heartbreaker.
It's going to be really important for mousesports to be able to convert here. Out of all the maps they've played on Nuke with BMAS in the roster, it's been 10 games, normally winning 55% of their T rounds over those maps. So they didn't have a fantastic first half by those numbers. And if they lose this force by their CT side, it's going to be rough.
Yeah, down to a 1v1 in that first round as well, Chad. You're bang on. This is going to suck, but far from over yet. Rops with a lot to do. Oh, I like this. Oh, he's so aggressive. He wants to contest. Tap to spot him on the jiggle. Rops executes. This is looking better now. They've held the wolf from the door. The wolf once more. Keto into Chris J. 2-1-3. And they've handled it.
It felt a bit sloppy there for Big, not having the rotations covered. Carrigan got behind them very, very easily. Able to take one out with the flank. Yeah, that was quick stuff. So mousesports taking advantage of the pace within this round from Big, and now it's Tizian caught, knife out, tagged on up, should be falling any moment here. Chris doesn't have to swing on in, and he'll finish him off with the no-scope from the scout. So they've weathered the storm right there of the force buy from Big, and now Big will have to take just a partial investment here. We'll get the 2,900 going into the next round, which will be able to get them up a very good buy.
How is he alive?
And a blammo. So easy stuff, and now we can start throwing a little bit of confidence behind mousesports. If they can convert this and convert the first gun round, we have a real match. I just haven't been sold by their CT sides just yet.
Same.
They have some very potent individuals to do so. If they get played around, if they get forced around, I big once those strategies start coming out with the full guns, then we have some problems. Then we have some questions to ask. And Keto right now with the scout, interesting purchase coming on through. See if he can find any damage. His P250 looked great.
I think he took a fingernail off with that shot. Chris J loses 30-40 HP. Should be the equalizer.
This is going to get dicey outside if Frozen and Chris swing. Look at all these Eagles just waiting.
Nice from Frozen. He get tagged up, so he does probably want to limit how much more he does. Maybe depend a little bit more on Chris J and Carrigan. Searson still in this, but that bomb's in a very poor spot. Tricky to recover. And shut down.
Yeah, so the partial investment not getting big too far. Now it's just Tizian. He's going to be the last man 2 rounds in a row. Make it 3 rounds in a row.
Give me that little scouty action.
Oh, TK though. BMS decided he doesn't like Frozen anymore.
Okay.
So they'll upgrade their guns. They'll leave a Galil on the floor, and going forward into round number 19, the guns will come out for Big. So this is where we can really get going. Searson has enough to buy the AWP. He's working with 6k right now on that T side. Tizian yet to purchase as well, but has enough to go for the AK with the utility behind it. Just waiting for the call to come on through. And there it is, Searson with the orb, just with the Kevlar. No head on behind this one right now. He needed the Molotov and the flash. Centaurus as well. One nade shy. So in round 19 we go. Scout being kept for Chris J. Galil is an omission as well for Carrigan. That means they're more on a bonus round, those two individuals, and they can have something a little bit spicier in round 20 if they do lose this one. We tacked 2 there. Went through the box and hit Tabson as well. So Zentaras and Tabson going down, but Chris has fallen. He might be setting Frozen up for something here, though.
Looks like Vegas setting themselves up.
I'm intrigued. Alternative lockers, smoke from red. It's one to add to the memory bank.
I don't know if they're going to clear Frozen.
Oh, that high flash. Carrigan's not feeling so good now, but you're right. It is Frozen who could be the game changer here. Takes down Tabson for free. No trade available. No one coming back through on that. Keto was out there, of course, but couldn't make much of it. Maybe didn't expect another player.
No one on the rafters position. Ever since this Molotov's been found out, it seems much less common adopted angle. Frozen's caught another. And oh, wow. Tizian's movement alone cost Bemis his life. And now look at this. Rob's caught again by Searson. Fast becoming one of my favorites. Loving the style of play, using the AWP and trusting his affinity with it in a lot more of less typical positions you'd expect to see an AWP finding fights.
Frozen should save this. The loss bonus going into the next round is 1,400. If he saves this, he will be able to drop a gun over to his teammates. Notice that he has a smoke, a Molotov, and a kit, so his reinvestment himself will be very, very low. Christian will be able to buy. Carrigan the same. Maybe even being able to drop a gun will be Chris. But yeah, Frozen has to hold on to this, and he will. Damage done. Needs to get away from the bomb now. 6 points of health. Is he too close? Yes, he is. So he drops on down. So Frozen will be able to buy himself. BMAS will be able to do so too. It's just Romps who isn't working with a lot. 1752 his name. So as we move into round number 20, maybe we'll get something a little bit funky out of Mouse. We know they like to go for these buys where someone is more than happy just to rock a dig. I saw an AWP come out that should be used from Chris. Maybe it's Carrigan who will do the classic in-game leader trick and just use an SMG or something quite light on the buy. And unfortunately, the damage he sustained there, it was too much, but no, they can afford. So rifles across the board here.
Okay. It comes at the cost of utility, a single incendiary to hold them back, and I can't believe he actually hit that. Tabson tagged through the corner of the box. It's Chris J. Boost. Oh my goodness, look at the gap! Oh, that's gross. They find one, Tabson mad. Carrigan doesn't frag, it's Bemis. And the spray does land into Keto. Solid work in round 1 by mousesports. Well, that's why the warehouse smoke isn't deployed every time. It does cost the investment of 2 players, but I really like that adjustment, just catching those players who walk up on that close wall.
Yeah, good adjustment there. And now something that Big have to consider for the remainder here of this half. If they want to go for faster plays and try and make it through main on the wall there, they will be spotted and they will be seen. So this is something which actually may have some big ramifications if mousesports want to continue to at least fake the idea that's available. Big might have to change up their smoke walls, go more for the diagonal, straight across towards those secret smokes as well.
About the bendy elbow.
Bendy elbow, look, if they have the bendy elbow in their arsenal, though, you know I'd be recommending they pull that one out.
True.
This one here will just be some Deagles, P250, Searson, a Glock for Tabson, but it was 5 smokes. Now they're down to 4, setting up towards Yard, potentially going for some of these AMAP smokes. So you can see the one that Centaurus is lining up. Keto over towards those windows. It will be a main smoke. And there's a landing again towards the windows. Fantastic observer work from the cameraman out there. And well, Frozen through the smoke. Tabson goes down. And I think this round might just trickle away here. Looks like 11 on the board for Mouse is most likely. These pistols not getting anything done. Rock from Chris J. Able to make mincemeat of them. And it's just Centaurus. AK-47 in hand though. And Kevlar.
And Carrigan. So at this point, if you was to find even one more, bomb plan could become a realistic goal.
He's Frozen. Is he on the stairs? Or he is just waiting for this.
Yeah, so it's brave there for Frozen to go for a pick like that. I understand they want to deny the plant. They don't want the money to be building, but people were going to buy anyway. And the reason I say it was dangerous, if that was a fake plant from there of Zentaris and he was ready for that and he gets that duel, now we're talking, it's a 2-on-1 situation on the lower bomb site. Now, there's all of these factors, but it is good that Frozen has the confidence to go for a fight like this, considering those circumstances. That's what you're going to need from Mouse today, the confidence of the individuals to know that they can just take all the fights against Big, potentially bully them out of some scenarios. We're going to get back underway with round number 22. Guns are back out, AWPs for both sides. More of what we've seen, but it's a double AWP set up on the CT side we need to note. Rops is rocking a bit green up towards Heaven. Khrushchev is actually taking hit towards Ramp, so trading places those two. We've got Frozen dropping down in towards the vents to deal with that rotation because of the yard smokes. Oh, they've slipped the net here on Rops.
Yeah, call's got to be made. Carrigan seems so unaware, so that could have been a potential, maybe miscommunication or just a hole in the defense. But BMAS was quite good at holding this, even under pressure, he gets overwhelmed. Nice little follow-up from Tizian towards Rops, and the upper side's theirs. They did hear Frozen earlier, but that could be some time ago in their minds now. And Christian walking out, you kid. Oh my gosh, Tizian just has to Batman him in the end. Frozen now in the 1v2.
This is very winnable for Frozen.
Yeah, he doesn't have to rush it. Bomb is way out of the hands of Tizian at this point in time. We'll scoop it up shortly.
Oh, the window.
Yeah, he's found a gap. Evan could check him at any point. Now it's just a matter of time. Couldn't find the precision. It's a strong angle. And the fact that the T's weren't rushing that plant is half the reason they win. Sometimes using all the time available to you is one of the first steps to success. 11-11.
Okay, so now the buy for mousesports is a little bit scrappy. You can see here MP9 for Carrigan. And this was the opening frag. Carrigan, like Lauren said, was sent unawares. I'm not sure if it was a communication or it was just like, I don't think they're coming right now. There could be multiple factors there, but good stuff for Big. They tied this up. Khrushchev back out on the AWP, drops down to the Deagle. Utility is enough to stop the rushes and stall out Big in the early stages of this round. Nobody really wanting to meet Sirison with a fight towards the yard position. You can see in float right now as Khrushchev dipping on over towards CT spawn and Rops coming up secret. They don't have any eyes on Ramp, so that is the gap that is available. But Big only have Keto as the caretaker on that side right now. As this continues forward, things are going to get a little bit dangerous. Khrushchev is the man I'll be keeping my eyes on here.
Warehouse gained. Does catch the push up, Tafson. Maker and Tara is quick to trade. The T's have taken a great deal of space. Chris could get caught here, very much so. It's Searson of all. Oh, his barrel. His barrel. That switch to his AWP cost him his life. Rops executes and grabs himself a free weapon. And now, oh, this is so chaotic. Look at the chance. Oh, no, he's flunked it. That was Tizian's kill on an unarmored opponent, no less. And now, well, this gets awkward. Zentaris has to get the bomb down. Numbers disadvantage for the retake.
No utility left right now for Big. They just have to stand and fight here. Smoke on Rops, and he gets another kill.
Yeah, that was finishing off Tizian. So Zentaris and Keto, just bullets in their brains. Frozen Rops coming from the Ram side. That's an important first. Now the second, they need to clean it up. Rops has already found his third. Chris, with no armor and 3 HP, is the one to consider it. No, he's not actually. A fake. Keto fakes it out as well with the steps. If Chris pushes, Rops takes it again. He has to hold it. Rops has one, and oh my god!
They don't have it.
I don't think they've got it. He got off. Oh! I can't believe it. Right down to the wire. Less than a millisecond in it. I thought he'd played with fire there and lost.
Oh, there was a lot in that round.
Yeah, it was all just a crazy mid-round. Look at this first kill.
I kind of like this. I felt like Sirison was trying to catch Chris, trying to support Ramp after I think it was Carrigan who was playing there got killed. But then Rops instantly read into it. But this was mad.
Yeah, I didn't even get that Rops was on the bomb there because Chris was the one originally tapping it, right? That was a very strange affair. Good stuff for mousesports to pick that up. These are the fine margins that they need to get across the line against the Big clan. And how Big are taking this time out to discuss whether it's going to be the save or whether it's going to be the purchase. On the other side of things, Carrigan opting to go back into the MP9. Rifles for everybody else. AWP still for Chris. maybe a partial here for Big. They could half invest. This could be the Tech 9 round with the pace change that we speak of so often. They could go Tech 9s, utility, do a fast top, do wall smokes, get straight down secret, maybe attempt to change the pace in that fashion, or they could fully invest. Zataris can buy, Siriusson can buy, Tizian can buy, Kido and Tabson could buy into Galil's with utility as well. It's just a question, do Big need all the goodies? Do they want Siriusson on that AWP?
Yeah.
So they need to be asking themselves throughout this timeout. We get round 24 back underway. Still no committal on the buy. 10 seconds. A freeze time left, and here it comes. So the light investment coming on through. So Zentaris will get 2,900 in the next round, so he can get away with this level of a purchase. Does seem a little bit more audacious than what I was posting, but he didn't go with a full set of nades. So we'll have enough money just to buy on in future rounds. Seriously making sure he's got enough left in that bank balance to get out the AWP. mousesports, they're one round away from having their money broken. They're down to the $1,400 loss bonus. Huge gap.
Hard reaction test for Chris J. Shouldn't be much more to be said about this. Carrigan just unloads a full magazine as he wildly strafes. Zentaris sets up outside. Carrigan's got some hops in his diet.
Really wanted that kill, didn't he? Uh-oh.
And here we go. Double kill for Frozen. Needs a third. Hampson's pushing. Will beat. And that's all that they wrote. I say that as Tizian hits a lovely head. Only the one, though, now dead. 13 to 11. mousesports heading towards 16. It's time for the buy.
Yeah, so this is where it gets really dangerous. If Big are able to mount something in one of these gun rounds, then they're still in this map. But this is map number 1. This is an elimination, lower bracket right now. Winner of this will go through to face today's on-form Astralis, looking very crisp. Big task for either of these names right here within the lower bracket. You lose, you're out. As we continue forward in ESL Pro League Season 12 for the European playoffs, we're going to see a faster approach towards the top and down the vent. Tizian not going to get all the room he needs, just tucking in now towards that T-vent, using the smoke. Might have a frag available. Soundcube will be hurt, so they know someone's dropped towards the lower site. How are they going to deal with this?
Eric might be feeling kind of lucky to be alive. I thought he was dead then when he was hopping up. Tizian, no subtlety with what he's doing, trying to draw attention, trying to get those CTs to pay mind to where he is.
Okay.
They really do not give a rat's ass about his position. I guess I'll come back up then. What's the bloody point?
So how this works, with that smoke being deployed, suddenly Tizian's position gets a little bit more potent. Bomb-spotted lobby. And perhaps all of that hard work was for naught.
So now that they have lost Secret as well, they know that multiple avenues towards the lower bomb site are open. Still nobody rotating towards lobby, but the bomb is in lobby.
Sisson gets Chris J. He gets the long, arduous task of holding the heaven position, but patience is rewarded. So now they've got the options of topside pivot. Tizian heading up the ladder. Does look like Sisson's considering a main walk. Bemis to control Hut. Frozen can win this.
Oh, the timing.
He looks good, spots the toes, and then he does chip away at Keto. It does feel like a top hit. Frozen readies, but Searson again just entry fragging with an AWP. Big fan of the AWPer of Big Plan. Only one. Keto onto Bemis into the site. Should be the plant, should be the round. Should keep getting this ever closer to the full 30 rounds of play.
Yeah, Rob should save here. Once again, the money situation, as we mentioned earlier, mousesports $1,400 loss bonus going into the next round. That is not enough. Rob's, with that 1,400 coming on through, could actually drop an AWP. Chris is going to have roughly 3K. He can drop something over as well if they want to continue to keep this scrappy. And the reason I'm starting to post a picture of this buy is if you go for the save in the following round with only 1,400 in the bank balance, you're likely going for 2 partial investments, which is going to allow Big to maybe take the lead and get up to 14. Whereas if they know they have this M4, they know Robs can drop something potent, Chris J can drop something a little bit potent as well in terms of the rifle department. They might be looking to stand and fight here. This is how things opened up. So you were bang on with that outside smoke there, Alex. They needed information and they went to get it through the lobby position. Standing and waiting was Big, and then just converting with some nice combing of the map, doing a bit of a top pincer, and you can see how few and far between these T-sided rounds have been. Round 4 of the second half, round 7 of the second half. and round 9. So for these guys here, Big, it's nothing in a row, nothing on in a trot, as they really need to do so if they want to get back up in this matchup. They're going to fully invest, and you can see exactly there. So Rops did drop that AWP across. Chris J dropped a Famis to BMAS. Deagle for Carrigan, Deagle for Frozen.
Should you put Chris outside when you've got so much riding on the AWP?
I think you need to keep him in limbo as much as possible. So probably start him towards yard with the AWP, maybe even main in case they go for a faster squeaky door play, and then continue to shift him around and set him up. Hey, Chris, there's a guy here, come pick him. Yeah. Make sure that you're the bait so that your AWP can mop up as much as possible.
It's like it is that initial look towards the outside area. Deeper smokes, though, going to hinder any and all vision for Chris J. Oh, God, seriously, always looks so dangerous.
Just always feels like he's going to pull the trigger. Just always feels like there's a trigger pull imminent.
Who's towards lower here? Frozen. He only has a Deagle, but note the...
Watch this boost. Grenade. Watch this boost. Frozen's going to get his head knocked. Oh, never mind. Slippy. Too much hair gel in Zantares' quiff. And from quiff to a potential whiff, it is all riding on this. Hey, Aaron Bemis is gone. That's one rifle. Does keep the CTs on their toes, but Rops is the one to pull 2.
Wait. Yeah, they thought they over-rotated there because Tizian, as he came out, saw absolutely nothing, and now Rops is just mauling them. 3 from the heaven position.
Yeah, that's mad. I don't know exactly what happened.
Cool.
Yeah, okay, so now with Keto,
he's about to get flanked.
Left that door open, which could be very well his demise. It's just a question of timing. Likely looks away, yeah.
Wow. And that was all of Tizian going out squeaky door and not seeing anything, right? He didn't see anybody top hut until the last second. The call had already come on through. The top side was clear. But Carrigan was in hut. So he gets this kill. Here's the ladder from Rops popping on up. Rops is able to mop this up while they're looking towards Carrigan's position at hut. And then that's the last nail in the coffin. Sirison dying with the AWP at range to Rops' rifle. So that's a huge one. Never saw that one coming.
Loving that slice of life, children's bedroom. That just takes me straight back.
The posters on the wall.
Posters, you've got the bed sheets, Hulk and Spider-Man, fan favorites. Big respect. And I can't believe that actually Rush left that camera running.
It's nice though, we get to see.
Day. I mean, like,
you know, we get to see what his life.
Rush, why are you showing the world your bedroom though? I don't understand.
What's going on?
Well, there was
bullying you again.
There was a fan cam. It looked just like your bedroom that you showed me.
Okay,
you know,
interesting.
Your Marvel sheets.
Marvel sheets, yeah, that does sound like me.
The K-pop posters that obviously.
Yeah, that was the giveaway.
I don't think I have any of
those. Who's your favorite KDA star?
KDA? I don't know too much about KDA, to be honest.
Well, maybe you should educate yourself, because they're kind of making a splash in the, I was about to call it anime world. What is it? K-pop.
K-pop world, yeah, that's not anime, unfortunately.
Rush likes anime too.
Anime Japanese.
Yeah, I mean, I just get them all confused. Anime and K-pop not really tickling my pickle, but the Counter-Strike is.
You can sit in the front today, Rush, because they're bullying you.
Are you bullying me all the time?
This one's simmering away from Big. Only 2 surviving. Tizian and Zantares would need to pull a bit of a miracle here in no man's land. Zantares does find one, but Carrigan with the flank almost steals this one.
Here we go. Oh no.
That was the perfect way that ramped up. Here we go. Oh no.
Oh, he's looked away.
Oh, he's gone for the turn.
Well, it looks like Mouse are going to win map number 1 here.
This is their pick, Chad, but it's certainly not what the weatherman Chad predicted.
I thought it was going to be a cleaner affair from Big here today, but they seem to be getting beat down by some of this pace of mousesports. Only 6 rounds mustered for Mouse within that first half, but Big, they can't seem to post anything in a row right here. Moving forward, we will be going on to Big Stone Domain.
Tabson has made it through to Secret actually very quickly. Now, Rops is on the way down. That does take away some presence from ramp, but Chris J is over there as well. So it does look as though it is indicating that B would be the final destination. All those deagles, the bits and pieces, the rifles lining up, but that's Chris J with a knockdown. He also got the tag on Keto, so that softens the rest of the T side, who aren't looking so deadly. Zantares and Sirison are going to have to do some big work here. And Carrigan already there to back up. Robson was sending him forward. Hey, take the fight. I'm there right with you. Don't worry. Do the damage. Get the frag. I'll catch the cross. This one's looking all but over.
Yeah. Sirison and Zantares to deny Lauren's previous statement. certainly doesn't look like an easy task. The door is open though. That's opened the pathway for Searson. Christian hits the nosedive, taste of his own medicine. Very bitter for Searson to swallow. Poor old Zentare is going to get overwhelmed. And mousesports, they take their map pick. It's a big start. It's exactly what they needed. And now we're heading into mousesports domain. so definitely eyes on that second map, expecting a third. But Chad, let's reflect on this one, because you just said before the mics were live that they should never have lost that. Can you help manifest or explain why?
Yeah, well, look at this, right? There was 3 1vx situations that went in the favour of the side of things for Mouse. And I'm sure they did a good job to convert them. But imagine if Tizia didn't lose that pistol round on the T side, right? Imagine if the defuse didn't come in front of his face. They were able to put a couple of rounds together on that T side and then potentially close it. I thought that they had done enough. 9-6 on the half. You stopped mousesports momentum. You were keeping them quite spread out in terms of their rounds. Their rounds came from 3 on the pistol and then 3 gun rounds that were very separated from one another. A big one on a massive streak. But you have to look at Frozen. You have to look at Rops. Both of those individuals came out absolutely huge. It was 28 in total for Frozen, 26 for Rops. Rops had over 100 points of ATR. You had Frozen with 95. When you have 2 star players going absolutely mental like this, their aim, you watch the headshots coming through. You just go, I wish. I just wish for one day.
Dude, I watched the Rops like 3 kills with 6 bullets or something with a Galil. Like, just made, like, even the simplest of rounds, this whole server was filled. Chock-a-block with talent. I mean, if you watch Keto's PT50 on the pistol, everyone's been hitting their shots. But it definitely did look like it was mousesports that came to play today. It does seem to be a little bit of a problem, though, because this was mousesports' pick. It was an arduous task. Big Clan likely having that one thrown away with a couple of individual performances from Frozen and Robs alongside, of course, those 1v1s Chad brought up. You can see the scores in front of you. 25 for Searson. I do want to say that I'm remiss that Searson's performance on New doesn't get translated into a win, because I felt like he was playing a winning game.
Yeah, you can see how, though, on that T side, it's much harder for him to find impact, right, with that AWP. On the CT side, roaming around, finding a lot of impact, always there to help his team on out, even with the Scout, which we were highlighting as one of the other key weapons. He also had that clutch in the first half where he flubbed the smoke, right? Now, it would have been a 1-on-3. It would have been an absolutely wild round to win. But these are the pivot rounds that we're talking about. In mousesports, they were better in the grittier moments. Now, you move into a map like Dust 2, which is the one we have coming up next, you expect a lot more gritty moments, right? Lots more fighting before they get to the bomb sites, a lot more retakes that are coming. You've obviously got the B side, which gets a bit dicey, the A side of things as well. But what we pointed out in the pre-show was the fact that the AWPing disparity will come down to Searson, that we've already seen be a beast, going up against Chris J and Carrigan, which I guess if you put them together, they almost equal one AWPer on that side.
Yeah, I feel like we just watched all of Searson's frags, and it's AWPs, Scouts, and that's it. So it does back up the stats you were pointing out before. His top 3 weapons were the AWP, the Scout, and the USP. So following suit, and no surprise he hasn't changed his game. It just didn't quite translate into the victory yet. Why don't you just give us one final little tidbit as to why we should stick around for Dust 2?
Dust 2, bit of a home map for Big, and if you're a German fan and you want to see them make it through to map number 3, well then you better hang around, because that's where we get more Counter-Strike.
All right, Chad's got his pen in his hand and he's written mousesports out of Dust 2. So we will go ahead and take a break. But when we do come back, we'll be talking all about it and outlining exactly what you have to look for.
With the right CPU, you can turn any game from familiar to phenomenal. Unleash the potential in all your gaming with Intel 10th Gen processors. With its optimal balance of threads, cores, and frequency to deliver elite real-world performance, only Intel can bring Marvel's Avengers to life with in-game PC optimizations. Supercharge your Marvel's Avengers experience with Intel Core i5, i7, and i9 processors.
If you want to know what you're good at and, well, also what you suck at, check out csgohub.com. Coming!
ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Intel, Gaming Malta, Euronics, Mountain Dew Game Fuel, CS Money, MSI, GGBet, and America's Navy.
Time for D2, second map, second game, whatever the hell day. My goodness, ESL Pro League day 28.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
That's a long haul. That's a lot of Counter-Strike. This one could be a long one as well. Already setting the scene for a three-mapper. Chad Birchall joining me in the studio over what seems to be some very loud music. Lauren?
Yes. Did you drink any of this?
No, that
is it a
could be yours.
cappuccino?
It is a
Can
cappuccino.
I have it?
You absolutely can.
Thank you.
Did you do that for him?
No, I just got the fancier one from the man outside.
That's what he's doing.
Yeah.
Making the fancy coffee.
Yeah.
I think on Friday afternoons the fancy coffee comes, and
really
then on
nice.
Saturday the barbecue man comes.
I do like barbecue.
Barbecue man is kind of cool.
It's the closest I've come in the last decade to remembering what it was like for I think we got chips at school on Friday.
Oh, okay.
It was a chip day.
Burger and
I think we
chip
called
day
it
or
chip
something?
day. Oh my god, it was
Chip
called
day.
chip day, yeah.
Nostalgia hit it.
Fridays were Fridays. If you're I'm saying it's Friday.
Did you have like free dress days?
We had
You
a
guys have
uniform days,
uniforms?
yeah.
Yeah, we had free dress
It was not
days,
school
yeah.
uniform day, but it was like, what day?
Mufti.
Mufti.
Mufti day.
How many of them
Mufti
did you
show,
get?
yeah.
Yeah, I'd always be the kid that forgot it was Mufti. I'd literally.
You wear your PE
so I'd
kit.
go on the bus stop. I could go up the bus. And everyone's in their casual clothes. You just and doors closed.
It's too late. It's too late. Did you ever just wear your PE kit and pretend that was
I
it?
did. I'm in my blue shorts pulled up and trying to make them cool. Wasn't very cool. This is also not advisable.
Oh, gosh.
So regardless, we're here to talk to you about Dust 2 now. 85% win rate, Chad. I assume there's D2 slaps.
And yeah,
Big fan, I should specify.
I was looking to Dust 2 and thinking, yeah, Big should be able to take this one pretty handedly. But then Lauren and I were just having a little bit of a discussion about the Na'Vi versus mousesports.
Yeah.
And that was 16-14.
Wasn't a bad game.
It wasn't whatsoever. And BMS was actually leading the server there. Well, Simple was at the top, but BMS was number 2. And he was number 1 in terms of the first kills. And that's one of the highlights we keep pointing out with mousesports.
So, Chad, you know how I did all that League of Legends stuff recently?
Oh, okay.
Something that they do that we don't is they
Walk around a lot.
No, I got told off for that too.
Oh.
What I'm
You're
trying to
standing
say.
funny too.
Yeah, I do. I stand all weird all the time. I'm not used to showing my legs, but this is what happens when guys, I had a point and then you do the sidetracking thing.
What you do at League of Legends, you do something different.
Oh, yes. So they have a 100% anti-eco win percentage. So during the game, as soon as mousesports lose their first anti-eco, we have to go, oh, and that'll be breaking the 100% win rate of their anti-eco rounds. And we have to announce it in the
Do we have to do that?
I mean,
accent?
You don't have to. I'd probably recommend not. But in terms of the process, yeah, that's what you can do.
Okay.
Sounds quite exciting.
I'm just honestly trying to talk.
Can we get a lower third?
I'm honestly quite excited because I just realised your shirt says marigolds on it, and I've never realised, and it really made me happy.
It's got one on it somewhere.
Oh, I can see a few. They're gorgeous. Nice
Guys at home,
nice.
we just have some technical issues that we're getting over here before we can get into game. So as soon as
They know that. They're smart. They're not sat there going, shut up, Carlton.
Let's do a poll. Whose shirt is uglier, Bemis or me? Question. Answer over at Twitter.
It is a look.
It's hideous. I mean, I'm going to be honest. Normally, I'm not like this, but my personal opinion is that mousesports New Jersey sucks.
Look,
I'm not a fan.
I don't.
Just going to make it clear.
I don't love it.
I mean, look, I wear ridiculous shit all the time. Okay.
Yep.
Mousesports. There's ridiculous that's cool. There's ridiculous that's not cool. They're more in the latter stage.
What if they win 2-0? Is it any cooler?
No, it still fits them like they're going cycling.
Okay. Well,
And they're
maybe that's the
gamers.
plan. Maybe that's the plan, though. Maybe they're going to cycle to the events from now on.
I like the apparel look that we have from
Sponsored by Snipes. Snipes is a streetwear brand. What are you? I'm sorry, I shouldn't rant.
No,
He's getting.
it doesn't
a little
matter.
touchy.
Alex likes his fashion, and
No, don't say artsy, Chad.
I didn't say artsy. I
Innocent,
said
creative,
fashion.
artsy.
So many
Is it
great
artsy?
examples of jerseys out.
Okay, but the thing is, I think I'm there with you. The one thing I do want to look out for is, I think it's the T side that really fell apart for mousesports on Dust 2.
It wasn't
was
great.
quite surprising considering that T side was quite good on other maps. So it's just, I think another occasion of that
Yeah.
inconsistency showing.
They also fumbled that 2-on-1 against Simple.
Oh god, yes, they
Coming
did.
up B Hill with the org and they had one window, and then BMAS did this weird little
Weird peeky
switch.
thing.
Yeah, and that was an odd round right there. So there is an opportunity coming into this year, and Big did get stumped there. They had a couple of rounds where they didn't really, land on their T side whatsoever. So I don't know where to peg this one really. mousesports are playing better than I thought they would be.
Same. Once I saw that CT side on Nuke, I was like, oh, I actually might be right for once. This feels kind of nice. Or I'm here for all 3 maps and I'm going to
why don't we fill the void with something a bit different? Because I think we're out of
juice.
So, Jinx, by me, Mountain Dew.
Talk about
versus Heroic is the third game, final game.
Yes.
Chances are there'll be some viewers here that would be planning on clicking that close
Sure.
icon. So why don't we have a little elevator pitch for the third series?
Oh, sell it.
Okay, so it's the upper bracket final. So first of all, the winner of that game goes through to the grand final and gets themselves a 1-map advantage in the grand final. They'll be going down on Sunday. So that's one key to look for. Second of all, it is a rematch from the group stage that we had where Na'Vi actually toppled Heroic. There was 16-14 on Train, there was a 19-16 on Nuke, and there was an overpass that was 16-6. So a 3-map series that you might see it go down again. You also have Heroic right now who just absolutely paddled that of Astralis just the other day, going up against a Na'Vi who constantly feel like they have teething issues, but they have Simple and they have Electronic.
Teething issues, I mean, these guys have got like 7 rows of teeth at this point. They've been expecting more teeth for a long time, but I'm glad to hear it. And Na'Vi versus Heroic should actually be probably the game of the day.
Yeah, and Lauren and I were looking at some of the stats with Na'Vi the other day. The elevation of the other members of Na'Vi is actually, they're popping off a bit more than usual. Simple's at the top, yeah, but Boomage was in there at number 2, I believe it was. Yeah, Electronic was coming in at 3, and everybody had a positive rating, which is where normal it's just Electronic and Simple with positive ratings, and the other 3 all within the negatives historically. So Na'Vi are playing better as a team, and if we get the Fakey boys from Heroic going up against the individual ability and force buys of Na'Vi, it might be quite the clash.
Oh, God, I love that. I really did. Thank you so much. But let's get into it. It is time for day 28, second game of the 12th season of ESL Pro League. And it's our second map. It's Dust 2, baby. It's Big Plans turf.
Well, let's keep our eyes on the AWP battles on Dust 2. Nuke, Susan found his impact on the CT side, but now he can be an absolute menace on both sides of the map. And AWP's paradise is Dust 2 as we kick things off. Big will be on the T side, and Zentara's he's taken
Zentara's
very quickly.
When you go for the ramp and that happens, Frozen's might have been a better time to go for it, but how is he still alive? He did do a fair bit of damage, got a fair bit of information too. That's got to be bomb spotted. So you can see the mad rotations coming in, but Robs needs to buy time and stay alive. Gets one, but goes down.
Yeah, he's rough to find one, to be honest. It's Bemis and Frozen with their powers combined, the best Tabson. And so it begins, ladies and gentlemen. Izian keeping his head tucked for Carrigan's line of sight. So many targets. He's going to get a little bit overwhelmed. He has the bomb, by the way, so finding this frag has actually made the round winnable. Searson, surely not another. He's dancing with the devil. It's Carrigan. And Carrigan says no. Now he's got the bomb and a winnable 1v1. It was previously looking rather sketchy. Now he can tuck in on this box, and this is a power position. Uh-oh. Izian now operating on the assumption. Carrigan tags up another down to 69. Just needs to finish the job. Tizian does collect and pick it up. This is twice now we've seen these guys start off with a one-on-one in the pistol.
Yeah, and big stuff there from Searson for them to even have a shout in that round. Carrigan kicked things off over towards long, looked to close it down towards that B side of things. Not to be. And now, will we see the force fight of Mouse coming on through? This is Frozen going down, and then the USP doing damage through window. Chris J looking the wrong way. DMAS getting clotheslined. And it will be the force. Chris J onto the scout. Zeus for Robs with the Deagle and armor. And that's a tag.
Yeah, so you're feeling good. You're feeling frisky. You bought yourself a Zeus, a Deagle, and an armor, and now you're working with 61 points of health. That's no fun for anyone. Dizian's out long.
I was obviously looking for Keto in that first round after that P250 adventure he went on.
Hello, talking of adventures, Lauren.
Yeah, Christian's just going right up the middle of the map. Now, they haven't pushed that much towards long just yet. Now, Christian's timing could be everything. Look at Zentaris coming around spawn. It looks like Zentaris is checking for this, but you check it, but you probably don't expect it. And that's going to throw a spanner in the works for the T-side, because they know there's a bit of a timer, they feel a bit pressured. Now, Christian's going to fall away from this, but I'm pretty sure he's got great deals of information now to work off. That's all been relayed.
Yeah, Frozen has a flash here, so just keep your eyes on that.
Bemis drops a smoke to work around. It does mean that Tizian won't have a guaranteed clear sight. He's trying to use the smoke to buy time, and he's done a very good job at it, but he will eventually be found. Chris J's scout not lasting much longer either. Tizian did catch a scout bullet. Frozen. Oh, here's the reload. Catching Tabs with a dink, not enough. And only Robs, not forgetting that he caught the brutal and pointy end of the scout at the start of this one, tagged down to 61. If he plays the time, perhaps there's a world where Big Clan start exiting long. Oof.
We're not certain he's there. That was just a couple of warning shots through the box.
Hey, it could be that 10-second ninja defuse, boys.
They've seen it, I think.
Never mind.
I was hoping the plan might have been for sure. We could have had a little bit of, fun times. Rops is going to make it costly, actually. That's very good work. I think Sirius can run back and get maybe one of the rifles. Yeah, so at least the AK's back into control. But round on the board for Big, it did get a little dicey.
Should be the save now from Mouse. So round number 3. Rush, you want to do this one?
Hello, welcome.
What's the whole round?
Come on, Rush, let's give it some.
This is like you're doing like American Idol.
Right.
But for casting.
Okay.
And it's just in front of your friends.
Hashtag the cast off.
Yeah, that's sounds good to me. And it looks like a scout back on Chris J. Tizian. He's thinking about going toward long. If he does, gotta be careful. Chris J is a monster with a scout. I wouldn't peek him in a million years, let alone today. And that's exactly what whoever died just did. I don't have number 8. But now, number 09, putting a bit of pressure on to B. Ignore that, what's going on over there. This is where the bomb is. And, oh, the Zeus. It looked like it tagged him and did a bit of damage. I'm not sure if that was a headshot from Frozen instead. Tabson going to pick up a quick one-tap there onto Chris, looking very crisp. But they are pushing into the only player. Ignore the sticker bug. And, looks like they lose around.
I'm going to be honest, the start of that, wonderful. He fell off a bit of the 0 and 9 conversation.
I think that was more down to the whole
observing. Of course,
he missed 2 kills, and I think the guilt kind of distracted him.
Well,
unimportant kills, unimportant.
What's the one that they have where they hit the red button and the chair turns around?
The voice?
That's the one. I would have hit the red button, Rush, so...
Of course you would.
Is that good?
Yeah, you can join my team.
Is that like the golden button?
And you like fall into like...
That means I'm picking you.
All right, well, thanks. I appreciate that. I hope to see you in arena one day and be out on the...
I forgot what arena
Same.
like.
I mean, that'd be nice for all of us, let's be honest. Double orb CT side. Chris J and Robs. First big investment. They've come out with the rolling. They're looking a little too flush at this point. Forced off the angle, but we aren't seeing Carrigan on it. It doesn't seem to matter. Chris J has been surgically removed from Dust 2.
He must have done very well to find CS, and that was the Orpra as well. If you get posted up on Gandalf, long becomes a nightmare, especially when you've got Carrigan on there. Measly MP9. And Chad, why am I already thinking about a save call?
Because of that double up investment. It was very, very costly. You may as well keep one up in Robs' hands, but if they can at least tighten the noose around Big and constrict these saved guns from getting on out of dodge, they could do damage financially. Still time to go for this. Carrigan going forward, and now that he's fallen, I think that might be all she right.
Yeah, I mean, at least containing the exits, there's going to be plenty of places for Big to save, and it seems that they're more concerned about maintaining their weapons. Of course, already losing one of them. Where did Chris J go down?
Down mid-long. He was the first little X to go down, so they won't be able to pick that up from the car position. Crampston's salvaged their WP for Siriusson going forward into round number 5, and consider the loss bonus situation. So these 3 saved guns from mousesports means they will be able to purchase in again. BMS will be able to drop a rifle. Same will be done from Frozen. Can buy himself back. He's got 3,600. Should be able to get the nades he needs. And I'll just be rocking the single AWP setup here going into round number 5. Unable to afford the double AWPs. It feels like they've changed things up a little bit. I thought it was Carrigan AWPing mid-long the other day when against Na'Vi. So, looks like a change here already. Frozen over towards B, Robs is over towards middle. 3 players trying to lock down any long aggression, but it looks like it's going to be a hit towards the B side of things.
Frozen waiting. The other 2 being kept busy by the 1 player by the door. This looks like a victory for the Tees, at least towards the bomb side, unless Frozen. I don't even know how he converted the first. He looked done for, but the smoke's still up. Where's that bomb?
This is a real nasty situation. 2 rounds in a row where mousesports' best option is to save, and that's just that's evidence of a well-structured T side. Seeing Big Clan are on fast. Wait, hang on. What's that game called? What's the stream called?
Wheel of Fortune.
Awesome games done quick. They're looking to get this Dust 2 done ASAP.
So I wasn't close with Wheel of Fortune, but I tried.
Yeah,
but just throwing things out there.
respect
I
you
was
for
thinking
being-
like, the price is right.
It's sweet.
Price is right. Who wants to be a millionaire?
You were there for me, and I appreciate that.
Just name the game shows.
Yeah.
All right, well, round 5. 5-0, mousesports max loss bonus. We'll be able to purchase in again. Exactly what I said last round.
Again.
Just clone it. Pretend I said it.
Yeah.
And that's round 6.
So can we scout for some parkour spots around the rooftops of those two? So to your left, I'm thinking like there's a ladder section. Yeah, I think we could
you
do
sort to the right there.
Yeah, no, this is what I'm thinking. So you could do a nice little
green box.
Oh, we could mantle up those. Yeah, that's fun. We could have like Chad would be using the ladder on the other side. And then once you go up there, I think we could clear.
I reckon I
think
could make
we could clear the gap.
I reckon I could make the jump. Yeah.
What you're saying is RPing Assassin's Creed.
I mean, essentially, but in real life with real.
Let's go to Lauren's house. We can go on the roof of hers.
Please don't.
Yeah, and then
I really don't want
get the drone in the air. That would be a pretty sweet shot.
No.
All right.
No.
Triple AWPs in the server and a flashbang to catch Carrigan. He's evaded the first. He doesn't get the second. And he gets his vision back in time. It's spray. He maintains it and stabilizes Zentaris. Steps up to the plate. Bomb recovery. And he's actually done it right under the nose of Carrigan. So if this translates to Big Clan's way, this is entirely thanks to Zentaris and that frag.
Well, if they tear with Frozen up towards window here, Rops is going to be isolated towards the back of platform with the AWP. Has a smoke to drop to help himself out, but the duel will be with Frozen as the mid to B smokers come on through. Taking their time here, Big, not rushing this. There's a gap.
Like that a lot. Disn's not expecting to be exposed there, and he's trying to work the gap again. Disn, though, rarely missing. Did get tagged down to 50.
Carrigan's pushing long, it looks like, so they have to watch their backs. This is on a timer.
Disn getting B, and the timing's perfect from Robs. Vigilant. Double ops maintained. Carrigan will be closing this gap. It will be up to Zentaris. If he finds Robs and Plan, it would not be this round because he's already gone down. Double kill for Carrigan and Robs respectively.
This was great stuff from Carrigan here. He's in no man's land. You can see the risk he's taking, just hoping that his team's flashes are better than their flashes to get him out into the open to find a frag. And well, in that case, the coin toss, he won it. And that's sometimes what it comes down to. It is literally just the timing of the flashes as they're landing and how this T-sided team, when they're taking space, are looking to avoid those white screens.
Do you know what? If we're seeing good rifling out of Carrigan, let's say he finds a bit of comfort on long, this could be a nice switch up, seeing the AWPs come with Chris J and Robs. We'll see if that continues forward, though. This is one round where it's looked good. Maybe the flashes were just a little bit better for the CTs, left him a little less white than the E side.
This makes more sense role-wise as well, having Chris on that secondary AWP. I think, Carrigan can be serviceable with it, but having Chris doing it, someone who is going to be needed to step on up, especially against those cat executes. Oh, they're going for long isolation smokes here.
Carrigan's throwing his own, but they are going to disrespect it. Oh, that was a good chance. He knows he needs help. Beamer's supporting flashes, multiple targets. Carrigan's got to have some help, but they might just have to leave him on an island here. There's 4 players. How is he still alive? 14 bullets. He needs 1. Can't find anything. And now Big Clan looking to just continue where they left off in round 5.
And while this happens, Zentaris hit mid, so any rotations that were starting to lean, he already sliced that through, which is such a really nice play, and yet they need to get out. Those AWPs are so valuable to them, they haven't really had the chance to bring them into play much.
That was very simple stuff from Big there, and the smoke coming over from middle as opposed to coming over the long doors means if there was someone posted up on the corner, might not have seen it as early. Now the bomb will go down. 40-second timer will begin right now. Money is not looking great for Big, considering they will find themselves 6-1 up. It's not fantastic, but they want to chase. Look at this. Tabson's so quick, about to be greedy with drops as all gets taken out. And now at this point, the remainder of Big know exactly where the CTs may be lying. So they want to continue to hunt. I would recommend just holding onto your rifles, building up a bit of a bank at that $3,500 win bonus coming on through, and say that as a bit of a nest egg. Use these rifles as an investment into the following and know that there will be the double ops on the other side of the server. mousesports 6-1 in the hole. Might look for a bit of a change on the CT side. If they want to go more direct with these rifles, you can look for cat boost. Maybe get Chris J mounted up short, go aggressive for a pick towards middle. An upper dark push. The 2 rifles potentially on the cards here. But this was the opening right there. As they were putting pressure on long, you could see Chris J having to rotate from that CT spawn position to help out the A defenders. It's taken out in transition. The money is great for Mouse. It doesn't mean anything unless they start posting some rounds on the board. Robs has 5k. Everybody else close to 4. Carrigan's the only one lowish on cash. He's opted for the AUG, so bring out the scoped rifle. And away we go. So 2 towards B. They're tucked in straight away. Mid is a massive avenue, and it looks like we're setting up for an immediate B hit on big. All 5 members towards the upper tunnels, Lauren.
This is an incredibly substantial investment of players. They can't really back away from this, so it is that full investment. Rob's fully blind, has to turn. Comes back around now, but they're already out, but Frozen in support. And here comes that next bit of contact. Frozen the only one alive now. Support's on the way, but it's still a little way off. Tabson leaps across.
Yeah.
You don't pre-aim that, do you?
No, you don't even start spraying mid-air. It's rare to see that connect. Christier hoping for the shot. He does hit the shin.
Oh my god, that's 2.
2 into the shin pad. Tabson will get that bomb down. Retaking B, never fun, but Searson actually being knocked off, and they boost over for the gap. I like it. I really like it. Not going to get anything this time. Carrigan being ahead of the smoke could have had benefits, but
safe.
Yeah, I'm afraid we are just going to once again say the same word.
Shame time. Shame.
Save time. Save time.
Okay, well, 7 on the board for big now. Inferno map number 3. Looking more and more likely as there are some moments where mousesports could turn these rounds on their head, but Big seem to right the ship, make sure that they're able to convert, keep 3 alive. Now they are building a little bit of that bank that I was prefacing in the previous. Big kill from Zentaris there onto Rops, and then Tabson, the leap of faith. Just hoping that Frozen doesn't go for that adjustment. He's opening up a wider line of sight there. So Frozen, if he goes for that kill, and then the other players are coming out to trade standard from the tunnels, Frozen can't be in 2 places at once. But the saved guns mean mousesports can buy again. Still a decent amount of money in the bank. Max loss bonus will continue to come on through, so you'll be able to see them fight round after round. But eventually, they're going to have to start going for some of these retakes. Score 7-1, 9 rounds into play. Seriously not landing the shot there on B. And even dives back over. Very brave boy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that seemed very strange. I guess they didn't think he would stand in Molotov for so long, but he did. He's down to 6, but he's found the opening kill, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, and Big are finding success wherever they seem to go. It's very, very diligent from them. I love that isolation play towards Carrigan, towards Pitt, that smoke that came across from Zentaris. And that's, 1 out of the 9 rounds you could pretty much go to here for them. So Zentaris looking like he wants to work towards B. Now there is a player pushed up, that's Chris J. He doesn't land the shot, it looked close enough, but now Chris J is in danger. They've been trying to keep these orcs into play as much as possible. Not serious and aware of the presence. Decide where they go for it. It's like a fast play of Cat as a response.
Okay. See how far it gets them. 60 seconds and an advantage. He does just strip away at some of the healthier members of Big Clan.
3 smokes here, Alex. They can go for a bit of a standard A execute off of this with Searson and Tizian. Searson's in spawn, so actually they've only got 1 smoke available over towards Cat. Zentaris is over towards Long. Not sure what they're going to do with this.
Why is Searson so disconnected from the squad?
I think it's his low HP and Chris's earlier aggression. But 30 seconds, that's going to buy so much time.
Frozen does catch Keto's cheeky business, but he also is going to communicate that its potential B hit means Chris readies his aim. Finds the first, a second, perhaps even a third. The flashes are to slow them down. Got to get this repeat timing just right. And he does. Catches Tizian underneath the jump of Tabson and not quite finishing the job. His teammates should have that one covered, and they finish it off with style. So a second round found. It was mousesports, and a big thank you to Frozen for getting that information. They don't save the AWP. That's why Chad's made that grunt.
They can still afford it.
Moan.
It was
That was Moan.
Yeah, it was the higher.
Higher.
Rather than being quite guttural. Yeah, there it is.
That was a
Perfect. Thank you.
All right, I'll keep that in mind, guys.
Yeah, so just, I mean, I don't know.
Dabble.
If you prefer to grunt over moan, that's your choice.
Depends on the situation, I suppose.
I suppose, yeah, it's more of a situational thing. Situational moan.
Oh, Robs doesn't need to waste that Molotov right there. Now, getting cat control again is big, but doing it quicker this time round. Tabson's down to the Deagle, everybody else sitting pretty with rifles. Now they can try and go for one of these set pieces towards the A side of things. On the other side, they will be dealing with Chris J. He's tucked on him, waiting for sound cues. We'll probably go for a jiggle every 3 to 4 seconds. Smoke out for the mid to B.
He's playing with fire beamers. Holding out his nades. Good shot from Ross. He spotted another as well, so his priorities do become containing the B push, but at this point, they are just outside the main door. Tizzy trying to fake it out, and does catch Bemis. Quickly, Rob's losing his life as well. Tabson's just walked into B and demanded respect, demanded a plant. He's got it. I can't believe I'm saying it, but mousesports refusing to save this round, surely. After it's been time after time, they just sit and watch the big number get larger. Has to be a go now. You have to give it all you've got. Assist, and so quick. The dink not enough. Chris to clutch. So many targets to find. The molly on the bomb as well. Surely confirms it a no scope. Perhaps there's a chance the kit picked up. He has to get on it now. Has to get on it now. Pushing, pushing. And he's missed! Oh, that's a yikes from me, dog. 3 for Chris J and for mousesports. That is a return of investment. We saw it happen alternatively. Oh, no. It's happened to Big Clan before. Let's see how this started. He gets the double into B. Yeah. No scope.
Simpson's like banging these nutty, you know, spicy. Chris J just, ooh, somebody come get her.
The wiggle, though. The wiggle's the strat.
It worked.
Oh, that's a filthy round.
Amazing.
Oh dear. Okay. Well,
that has tickled my pickle, as you say, Alex.
Don't see those all too often. Enjoy it while it lasts. Let's see if mousesports can make any of that into something substantial.
if they win this one, and then they convert another gun round, which will be round number 12, there's still a chance they could win this half. It definitely didn't feel likely with how the early stages of Dust 2 was going. But after a round like that, definitely inspires, I don't know, a bit of confidence, but definitely a good mood within the camp. Chris J set up. Beamer's playing in tandem, ready to play off of any of that information. You can see here, most likely going to Under Armour flash as they start executing through bridge. Good flashes.
Quite well before. Beamas, 1 for 1. I thought he'd have a little more work than that, if I'm honest, but Pearson want to try and make up for the fumble. Not exactly easy for him before, but there's the plant coming in from Tabson. Retake time. Not droves of utility either to play with. Here goes Carrigan, though, quickly up towards a ramp, sprays in, gets Searson, frozen towards Tabson. And now just 2. Where's Santaris in all this? I guess he's the only one with the rifle, and he does have a molly.
Yeah, he's going to try and flash high, just enough to get the molly down, but frozen. He was ready and actually landing the dink as the flash pops.
He dinked him blind.
Yeah, completely blind. Pulls the trigger and connects.
Santaris doesn't have enough money to fully invest into this round, so it will most likely be the Galil instead of the AK-47, and normally you want the AKs for the full buy, so there it is. Flashed on up, not as blind as we thought, as Frozen has a chance to readjust, takes down Santaris, puts 4 rounds on the board, 7-4 the scoreline for Big now, losing a little bit of gas, a little bit of steam as Double Ops is still looking strong for Mouse. Chris J and Rops wielding those. 7 and 8 kills respectively. Seriously, the man on the other side with 9 kills to his name. But he's going to be regretting that fumble against Chris J on the other side of things. This half could have looked completely different with that round coming into their favour. It's a freebie right there. And this is some of the things when you're trying to prepare for Mouse. How can you prepare for this? These plays, they're not routines yet. They're just random pushes to Chris.
Wow. I guess that's how you deal with them.
Yeah, I
You
guess
just-
you flip to the head with the AK and
Yeah.
you get him.
You let the secret go again. You just click on their head and it's super.
Ah, whoops. Yeah, I keep forgetting to.
Come on.
Yeah. The simple side of Counter-Strike.
Good control is through here. Now, Frozen's getting a little curious about this, and he's right to be feeling such. That's going to be a rifle showing the barrel appears, but he desperately wanted Tabson and loses his life for it. But while this happens, Chris J pushes up along.
It's all on Rops. This round will be determined by Rops. If he gets a kill, then they play. If he doesn't, Chris had a freebie there. If Rops doesn't get a kill, though, they will likely have to save. So he's opted for a passive approach, anti-flash. There's a smoke, so as they walk out, his frag will determine their fate. He's He's missed it. Centaurus opens up the sight, and now his teammate Bemis is close enough to contest, but what can you do when you smoke arrives?
Chris can flash and he can go. That's about it.
Eye in the sky. Executed. And eliminated. Ooh, nice little bunny hop though. He gets a good bit of acceleration.
What was the form on that? Did we like that little hop there?
It was a pretty nice hop, you know. He hit the perfect frame when he landed to keep that momentum going, and I like the air strafe in midair. It didn't pay out to a whiff from Tapson, but, you know, it was still pretty nice.
Okay, thank you. Rush, the movement expert here.
There it is. Boom.
Oh. And we get back underway. So, double ops once more for mousesports. Money definitely dwindling at this point of the game. Bottom of the barrel for Rops, Frozen, and Carrigan. BMAS as well as early nade damage. Does he want to peek again? May have seen the barrel. Doesn't seem likely now that he's tucking on back through. So a lot of mid control taken from Big here. No pressure over towards Long. They are applying some towards Catwalk. It looks like they're setting up for another B split. So continuing to punish Frozen and Rops over towards that side of the map.
Quite bold considering they're some of the higher performers, but clearly it's working quite well. So no judgment here. Chris J unable to see Tabson as he just tucked his head down.
Oh
Chris J, the adjustment. Very, very swift.
Wow, it felt like he had all day to hit that shot there, Tabson, but Chris, as quick as you like, gets the number advantage. This is an important round right here. Tars is still over towards upper tunnels. He's going to be such a nuisance on these lurks, but a kill needs to come through from Big. They know that Long is open. There is a chance that a push could come through there at any point in time.
Carrigan's got the info on Long now. Confirming there's nobody home. So as the dribble smoke and Molly are deployed towards B, they start to progress towards shorts. It is going to be a flash from Searson, and they go. Chris J says no. Tizian gone. Bemis on Goose, and a good flash from Kiso, actually catching his teammate. None of the CT's doing the dance. This, as outlined by Chad, is a crucial round, and it's gone perfectly for mousesports. Chris J's double really is the deal. Carrigan, just a little scrap of invisible, does bait Kiso out, and he's hit two of the neatest shots he could possibly hit. Chris J hoping to kill him after time. Anymore he won't.
Great boy picking there as well. I think he wants to try and save the orb.
Hey.
Oh, he's gone down after time. Look what that's done to his bank balance. That's 1,800. So he's in a real rough spot, and the money was going to be tight for Big regardless. Nice shot by Chris in transition there. Misses the second one as he's repositioned over towards ramp. So yeah, check this out. The money is strapped, and Keto not getting any lost bonus coming on through there. Means he's even lower in the barrel than he should have been. So moving forward into round 14, it will just be the save coming out from Big. They need to make an absolute miracle happen with these Glocks. There's 1D or 1P250 in play. Zentaras and Sirison are wielding the upgraded pistols. Zentaras even has a flashbang. Early utility over towards tunnels will lick up Keto for a total of 1 damage. But this should be an absolute slaughter over to the B side of things. Rops is good. Oh, the flash is missed as well.
Okay, Rops. Oh. Didn't go the shot he wanted. That time will. Frozen overwhelmed. Rops goes down. They've made this very costly. They've got the AWP. They can probably get a rifle quick. Tizian tried to play ahead of it. Had to be bold, I guess, in these scenarios. And Keto just having to take the beating here. Playing Rio Roses. And loses.
So, yeah, look, a respectable half out of mousesports here, considering how this game started. They can still walk away with 7 CT-sided rounds. And what looked so good for Big now mustn't be feeling so good whatsoever. You can get off to a flyer of a start, but if you can't continue that pace, if you can't continue to keep your foot on the gas in that regard, you're going to be down.
I mean, this is a product as well as of mousesports, you know, reserved state of play. The fact that they saved so many of those rounds that were, you know, by the percentages not favourable, has enabled them to continue to present and equip themselves with a viable buy into these closing stages of this first half, second map, second series.
The T-half was pretty rough against Na'Vi just the other day.
Yeah, it was the CT side that did it, right?
Yeah, so we need to keep our eyes on what they've been able to work on with their T side of things from mousesports. But Big, they're up against it right now. This is elimination. This is the lower bracket. Winner goes on to play Astralis first thing tomorrow.
Oof, quick reaction, Searson. Eliminating Chris. That's the AWPer gone.
On that T side, up against Na'Vi, you had Chris J.
Oh, he tagged him as well. Baller stuff from Robs. He mollies him. Hits the flick and assumes Nataris is repositioning USP out on the hunt, denying
I
anything.
love that info.
Yeah.
I love the info he can relay. And now everyone can kind of prepare themselves. On short, you can push up, you can get ready for this. The shadow shows. That's when falls. The follow-up's great towards Sirison, but look towards Keto. Still taking space towards middle. Big work from Xantaris, but Rob's quick. He was there way ahead of where they expected. But Keto's position is a problem, but so is that bomb's.
Bomb's short. Can he confirm it? He can't. I don't know if they communicate it to him. 25 seconds though, and the bomb's going to be picked up by Tizian, so they should have enough time to plan. Seconds. All this additional time might plant the seed that he could potentially be coming from long, but he has grabbed himself an AK and starts his advance. All the nades he desires, everything he could possibly desire for a 1 versus 2. Oh, and Tizian hits the perfect headshot. That's 9-6. Big clan, a big lead squandered. It's 9-6. It's competitive as we head to the break. Don't give it. potential for a 2-0. However, I will remind you that Chad has already reminded us of the T-side woes of Dust 2 for Mouse previously. How much have they tidied up? A pistol win certainly would start things off with a bang. A P250 has been thrown into Frozen's hands, so expect to see him doing dirty things.
I feel like it's necessary, this pistol.
Yeah, a must-win pistol.
And I also want to highlight Chris J and Carrigan both really struggled on that T side specifically. 2 kills for Carrigan and only 3 for Chris J, so it really didn't get off to a flying start at all. Obviously, Na'Vi a different opponent here. Tizian, good amount of information early. That nade sadly doesn't reach much of a destination, but that shot will. Sirison going to take the head off of Robs.
Okay, that is the pistol for the job. The duel all the way down middle. Tizian gets taken out. He's going to put pressure on Zantares, who's trying to stop this cap push. Sirison gets dinked on up. BMAS, I love to see it. He's going to take him from lower tunnels with the Glock. And now mousesports are looking poised.
Yeah, I mean, the reason Zantares is fighting so much is because he knows if he doesn't, then this round's practically over. 4 of them gathered on short. Smoke's deployed. Bomb likely to be planted. It's Chris J to take the head off of Tamston. That does make things difficult. And, oh, from above, Frozen strikes. He wants more. He's postured just to catch anybody that chooses to leave the CT spawn. And unfortunately for Keto, he's got 4 targets bouncing around, even holding his exits.
This is just a hard loss to stomach, I think, if you are big. Knowing where they were earlier in the year against the mousesports who have recently added BMAS, they have less than 40 maps played with him since the addition. And here's the youngster now seeing if he can lop off yet another head. This kid's doing schoolwork, he's playing professional level of Counter-Strike, he's going beast mode against Na'Vi just the other day, he's doing it all. And mousesports are in one of these honeymoon periods. Now, they are playing a good style of Counter-Strike, and I think a little bit loose to CS works with a lot of names within this team. You know, you don't need to be super regimented when you have aim like a lot of them do to bail them out of scenarios. It also is making life a lot harder for teams like the bigs of the world to counter-strike them. But the problem with that style of CS is that if your players are having off days, if they're not hitting those monstrous shots that we come to expect, oh, Keto gets tagged on up by Chris. It's a battle of the Scout Masters, actually. Chris J versus Sirison. This could have been the storyline in itself. The 2 of these individuals throughout their careers have loved the Scout. Let's see who comes out on top. He's biffing, he's battling the toe-to-toe. Sirison's down to 4.
Living hell. And you're right, I think Chris J always see as the, you know, flying scoutsman, but it's Tapson to find Carrigan. Now, the damage was done to both of the scout players. Keto's low, so Sirison. Don't know if this same rules really apply as the AWP does it to the scout, but you can still try and make it work. Now, Tapson's gone for more here. Brave boy.
Yeah, if anything, he's just confirmed that the T's taking a slow pace here. He spots the bomb, top mid. Frozen catching a nade right on the noggin. Now they want a biff. He's one. He's clean into BMS. Oh, nearly catching another as well. That's significant damage. And the fact that Zantares remained completely unannounced, there is a universe whereby he can get a double kill here. Likely they'll check it, but how keen will they be? Oh no, Robs has just got TP250. He had an AK. Big Cloud turning this one around, turning it completely on its head. Tamsin spots him returning to middle. He doesn't have to get too stressed.
Oh, the damage.
Him as well. 9 points of health for these 2. Go on.
Oh, they traded each other. That's quite nice.
Don't often see that in Counter-Strike, do you?
We said Frozen was good in the clutches recently. It's a very difficult task to clutch this one now. He's faking the plan. No time now. Tabson takes it down from behind. Upgrading to AK-47s. 2 scouts still in play in the hands of Keto and Zantares. So we will see the force buyback coming from ours. Rob's automatically purchasing him with the Deagle and Kevlar. Frozen doing the same with the Deagle and head armor. And this was how it all started onto Carrigan towards the lower tunnels there. In the smoke, Rob's losing Tabson. And, well, that was the round, basically, because the low HP Frozen was already in play. And there was a lot of safety nets, right? There was the individual over towards Pit. We were talking about Zantares. If they did go long, they would have just been taken down in that fashion. So can mousesports continue to battle back? Need to wait and see how this force buy goes. Rops might be very quizzical. Sees the molly go deep. Warning shot skims past the ears of Keto. He's going to tuck himself in towards the back of platform. Right now, the crossfire, we've got Tapson and CT spawn over towards the B double doors with a little bit of utility left on over will be Zantares. Jiggle peeking. And they've actually swapped places. So Keto scouting towards middle from window. And it looks like mousesports are taking cat control. They have 3 smokes in place. We have a couple of options here. They could just go for the standard A execute, drop the smoke towards CT, drop the one on the elevator boxes to one way over the top.
It looks like Frozen's throwing mid to B first, and I imagine that's just to try and keep those CTs on B dug in. Won't be able to provide too much support, but that pulls out so much util out of the CTs that, to be honest, there's nothing left. You can't go. You're going to have to go as they just start to fade, and they will. Through the smoke, and Sisson plucks Carrigan out of the air, knocks his head off his shoulders. He's on for 3, tags him every single bullet connecting. Finally, Chris J silences him, but the damage is done. Bomb will be planted. Oh, Sisson, fast becoming one of my favorites with a scope weapon. Frozen giving them the fight they waited for. Flank from Rops, not getting anything. This one's over. This one's done. 11 for Big Clan, and doing so cleanly. I wonder what the goose is saying. Do you think it just says goose in Arabic?
I believe so.
Okay.
This becomes very difficult for mousesports now. You can see that money situation not looking flush whatsoever, and that's even with the plant coming on through. This is the replay of Carrigan being grabbed mid-air. Back broken over Sirisson's knee there as he continues to do damage, and we've got a Big Clan fan there down the bottom, wearing the jersey.
He sleeps in that headband as well.
Yeah?
Yeah. The Big Clan headband. If you sleep in it, chances are they win on the game day.
Oh, I didn't know that superstition.
Yeah.
Does that only work for Big?
Yeah. The Big Clan headband, kind of a talking about things. Sisson's already taken us down to 4 for this eco, so we can already get this one wrapped on up.
I have a question for you, Alex.
Yeah.
Because obviously you've been around Germany a little bit.
Yeah.
When you're in your discussions of when you're talking to people and they go, oh, like, what do you do? And you go, yeah, I do this, and you mention Counter-Strike, they're going, oh, yeah, Big?
No.
No, okay. Well, maybe in the
Have they with you?
No.
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 No, it's not got to the same level of visibility that the Danes have, with Astralis.
Yeah, this is wild.
Yeah, exactly. I think, that's definitely the closest that's come, but Germany's still kind of in the dark with video games. Good tags. So it does get overwhelmed. It's not going to be too much of an issue, though, because Centauri's is there to tidy up, pick up the pieces. 2 HP. Making me want to play CS this. This is definitely... Are you still down to clown tonight, Lauren? Yeah, she's nodding. That's good.
Sorry, yeah, I'm just shoveling food in my mouth.
I was thinking... I forgot all about mine. It's over there.
Oh, it's a bit sad now, is it? You reckon?
Probably...
There'll be an ad break coming soon. Don't worry about it, guys. This one's going to be over quick.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Full faith?
Got a pretty good feeling that Big are going to
That Chad promise on it, the stamp of authority?
I never do that. I never go full Jason Moses at all. You never do that.
I miss him.
So the guns are out, and this having Chris J doing the primary orphan role is telling me that there has been a real shift in mousesports approach. So Carrigan, very quick down towards mid, dumping a fast mid to B smoke, more flash, forcing forward down to Zentaris. So if they can't find any gaps, they can't find any space, mousesports are going to find themselves in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, Chad. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Tizian as well, laying down some bullets on the cross. He can back up now. Tapson's actually just looking to take some space. It's interesting he's opted for that. Tavares actually losing the duel against Robs, and Tapson wants to trade. Robs just gets both of them. That's nuts.
What?
That is potentially going to turn the tide of battle here in round 20. Deep flash. He wants to peek off that. We did just reposition opposite the mantle on the box. 3 remain. You got a pretty good idea that there's 2 at A.
Yeah, now 2 of them are orbs. So if they do eventually get past these 2, it's probably a save anyway, but BMAS going to lead the way. 11 kills to his name, quieter than the normal BMAS we've been seeing as of late. Love to have taken down Sirius in there, but he does stay alive on just 7 HP, but that one was quick. But the trade comes through. Sirison still being a nuisance here.
Yeah, great reactions. Rops is going to have called that, and so the wallbang comes in. Keto falling as well. Rops has had quite the round, finishing off with 3. And Chad just letting out a...
was that a sigh?
It was a sigh. I can't understand why you would take this fight. Like, okay, so...
Is it a trade?
Taurus goes, yeah, he's low. But that fight's great for the T's. Yeah, it's not a good fight for the CT to be taking by any means. So very quizzical stuff going on here from Big, as they will be able to purchase back in. Tizian will only be down towards that Deagle. Looks like he dropped across one of these AWPs because he had 6,800 spent for this round. Carrigan this time fast out towards Long. Only 6 kills to his name, but at least he's making space. We've got Long for free, can go for a bit of a Na'Vi approach right now. Is patrolling over towards T-spawn is Chris J with the AWP, making sure there's no pushes coming on forward. And you can see here the utility that's going to come out in exchange. When mousesports drop these crossover smokes, Sirison and Co have a truckload of utility to use themselves. So flashes on over, pit control being taken. Sirison seeing if he can find anybody, searching for a little bit too much within the early stages of this round. Chris J has left T-spawn. He's in pit now, and they'll walk up under the guise of his AWP. He's the protector, the guardian angel, to make sure nobody swings on out, jumps on over, and tries to get a deep look.
Sirison is entirely positioned to stop Chris J's supportive orbing. Tizian just catches one as they cross. He was flashed and everything, just straight through the smoke. Sirison set up for success, and it's frozen to take his head off. Now mousesports have got something to say. They've got something to contribute. Tabson on Gandalf, though, and Beamus is given a fight. He does find it cleanly. Tizian, though, surely they're ready for it. Yeah, catching him, grey screened. Leaves Keto and Zentares with a lot to do. Zentares takes the first step in the direction of victory, in the direction of 13. Nade doesn't quite find its mark. Beamus, though, very low. He's going to be susceptible to wall bangs in the corner of that box. He does tuck in. Keto with only an AWP. It does really fall to Zentares. What can you do? A 2-on-2.
Once he's frozen in this, he has to be instrumental. Beamus can take the attention, he can do what he wants, but it's going to be frozen with the HP. They swing on it, try to face short. Beamus now the only one alive. All of this, the bullet just whizzes past his head. This is a precarious fight. Beamus still does it. One bullet would have put him to bed.
Yeah, and you can see Keto was hunting him down with a pistol. I just thought he'd start clicking.
Just spam that bad boy.
Beamus playing with fire. He saves the day for mousesports. We'll see this again. The first kill from Tizian was really nice. I want to see how he did it from his POV. Okay, it's just a strafe out count, a strafe and click. Beamus, though, this was his first. You can see he loses a lot of health in the process and then just being hunted. The crosshair placement good enough. It's practically just aiming with his movement keys at that point. But now they've broken them, and now the gap will close. I mean, big plan could be letting Dust 2 slip away if they lose another one of those type of rounds. This one is all but a given.
Yeah, that was, I still just can't get over that CT fight that came on through mid-doors to T-spawn with rifles. Wow.
Oh, you hasn't it?
It has. It's unraveled me a little bit, but 2,400 will be the next round loss bonus for Big, and as they're only rocking 4 USPs and the P250 for Zentares as he gets tagged through the door, that's unconfirmed damage. Maybe confirmed, maybe Carrigan heard something go down there as he was close towards the mid-doors when that shot was fired. They're pushing through mid, the flash is over. Carrigan gets a chance to mop up a couple of freebies here.
Or not. I mean, Tabson and Sirison with 2 USB frags. It's certainly not nothing, but it isn't much. We will see the double digits found. mousesports starting to post a competitive scoreline here on Just 2.
Yeah, and if they win this one, then they're really in this matchup. So taking a look into round 23, we need to see what buy comes forward. Sirison has enough to buy the AWP. They're saving again.
Wow.
Okay.
Is
now
this around the AWP? Or, wait.
They want their full buy, right? And you have very few teams out there who will play this style of CS, Big are one of which. They're more than happy to take more partial buys and see if they can convert so they can get the full guns out. Astralis want to do it when they feel that they're up to an opponent that is on their level. Snade's going to do a decent chunk of damage. That means the scout can tag Chris up and take him down, but the push is coming.
Yeah, they're going on this one. Keto fully blind. Does get to stay alive. And a little help on the cross from Zentares, but it quickly quelled by Carrigan. As now on the B-side stairs, bomb should be planted. Yes, they could still do some damage here. Keep in mind, it's P250, it's a default, it's a scout. They could do some work. But there shouldn't be too many presenting offers, really. There shouldn't be much on the table, I feel.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. This one should be nothing. He's actually just walking in with his knife out. Actually, no, look at this. We're obviously...
AK, wow.
We're the Dumbos. Tabson has smoked the molly and grabbed an AK, so he'll be bringing that into the next.
Very nice.
That's not too bad to be carrying on forward. They will have a buy in the next round regardless, but an AK-47 definitely more potent than the M4A4. Carrigan, if you go any further, my friend, you will have 2 angry CTs on the other side of things. Now they know the scouts in spawn, they won't be trying to exit through the tunnel. He's hiding behind the pillar. Will be dropped there. Tizian seeing what he could find. Not a lot, but Sirison will eventually take down Rops. The money on the other side of things for Mouse is pretty decent. They don't have too many woes going into round 24. The same can be said for Big after that other partial investment. And they're going to call a timeout, their first one here on Dust 2. 4 rounds on the trot right now for Mouse. You can see the scores on the doors. Frozen continuing that fantastic form from Nuke. 20 kills for him, over 100 points of ADR. On the other side of things, you have Tafson leading the charge, 19 kills, 87 ADR. Down the bottom of the barrel for each team, Carrigan, he's got 10 kills, and Tizian for Big Clan on 9. As we move into round 24, maybe we see the double AWP setup coming on through. We know that Sirison and Keto have rocked those already so far within this matchup. Tafson could even drop one across, and there you go, that's the smoke. Grab the AK, and that's all she wrote, really. Just a couple of highlights here to cap you off, to get you ready, and as we come back from this, we should be underway. So Sirison, AWP, Keto definitely with that secondary. It was dropped across from Tabson and making that money work. It looks like it's going to be another B piece. Carrigan quickly down middle, barreling fast. Molotov to force back Sirison from cap, but he's going to play ahead of it. Oh, look at that damage. 34 remaining already, and Carrigan's also taken all of this space. Oh,
Xantaris, that was too bold.
Oh, he's
whiffed it?
Booch. Lost his life. Robs into the side, lost his life. Keto doing the damage, doing it all, doing him dirty. Only one for mousesports, and it is just Chris. He gets the one. Frozen clutching up with the first, but not enough. And so Big Clan back on the scoreboard, and recovered AWP brings the doubles over to an otherwise broken CT economy. I'll be happy to see that. So really a lot of wins, and Keto's shot's a big part of that, getting both of them the flashbangs in support over his head. Chris Towson finding a second as well onto Chris J. Otherwise that 2v2, like the 2v3, had some legs to it.
Yeah, both Carrigan and Xantaris fumbling a little bit in mid there. You can see Xantaris leaning over towards the A side of things to help boost up Sirison towards Cat to go for that early pick, and then rotating back over, a bit lackadaisical about what could have been. He knew that there was an aggressive Molotov towards short. He knew there were fast mid-doors flashes, but gambling that Carrigan hadn't pushed on out. And then you saw Carrigan fumbling the smoke as well. So a comedy of errors over towards middle, but Big will keep their heads above water. 13 on the board now, 11 for mousesports, round 25 about to get underway. Timeout taken from mousesports, their first of Dust 2. Very late in the piece here to see these timeouts coming on in. Frozen has a long spawn, Carrigan can follow through, rifles around, Chris shaking off mid, looks like BMS is heading over towards tunnels. Might be a bit of a fight over towards long right now.
It's not for the CT side on long yet, so it's going to be a passive hold if anything. Frozen's out, Carrigan following. Bang on. Now, let's take a look at what we have on the other side, though. We've got some information being garnered by Keto, pushing towards those B tunnels. You do have Sirison doing the same thing as well, up short. So very proactive with these AWPs. Hyper aggressive.
Yeah.
You don't often see this.
I think there's a world where BMAS really...
Guys.
Yeah, that's the nasty one. Robs just, I can't believe his luck on the collect, but Sirison, same smoke. Looking for a different result this time. Not quite going to find it. The Molotov forces him forwards, and now he's in a bit of a spot of bother. He's in limbo, but he's got the quick scopes to keep himself out of trouble. Digging himself out of the hole. Frozen finds a gap in the smoke. Needs another. Anticipates Tabson, but it's Izzy, and he had to worry about double kill. Rops has fluffed his lines as well, and 14 found for Big Clan. Mousesports sent to Squala. 2K, 2.5, 3 at the high end.
2,400 next round for them, so it could just be the pistol investment right here, but that means they will be conceding round number 15 over towards Big. And this is the initial kill here from Keto. You could see the rotation coming on over from Rops, and when you heard that back catwalk smoke get dumped to isolate from Big, he didn't have too many options on how he could help. But as you mentioned, that fluff in the backlines there, that was the only way back in for Mouse, and now they're just down to save rounds. Rops them automatically tagged on up, finished on through with that USP. And Big feel like they're picking up steam here. Round number 3 will be Inferno. 2 more rounds to get there. Round 15 feels certain, as it will just be 2 Glocks and a P250 remaining. That'd be a real effort from mousesports to continue this one going forward, having to defend 4 match points it'll be. It's possible, it's definitely possible, but they're going to need some opening kills. They're going to need to make some room and hope that Big have a couple of fumbles and stumbles.
Yeah, no good spawn for the anyone willing to equip the AWP. Like we've seen that good tag and frag there from Keto. nice to see Big Fan with, like, you know, no longer the firepower discussion. Just really glad that that firepower being attributed, you know, oh, good team with some heavy strategy, but they just lack the firepower to convert. You know, that whole dialogue's just over now. We can just put that to bed, and now they're a genuine squad that can compete with tier 1 teams on a regular basis. In fact, taking the #1 spot in the world during the online era.
Well, if Isolate back out again, and Tabson's actually pushing forward off of this, so he might go for a push through this, and I wouldn't hate it. The fact that they have so many rounds to work with, getting a little bit cheeky wouldn't be the worst.
Chris has lost his life already. It was Searson to draw blood on that car position. Got a 2-2 split of the T's here. Are they ready for Zentaris' position? It was a lazy clear. He's got one. He can't even find Rops. Oh dear, this round is over. This game is going to 3. Frozen seems to disagree, but it would be an impossible task. A 2-on-4. Make it 1.1 versus 4. He spots the hand. Even if recovers an AWP, it does mean he's certainly willing to take this duel. There's no way Searson has another look, though. Why would you? Why would you? He'd never. Doesn't need to. Get hands in his pants. Deploys a flash. Bemis doesn't quite get the timing. Frozen, perhaps. Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Okay, the 1v3. I'm not feeling it. I think this one's Biggs, and BMS knows that, but he's going to be valiant even in defeat on this map. 2 ops trained on his direction. This would take a catastrophic mistake.
Look at that!
And it's over and done with. Searson to seal the deal. We're going all the way, ladies and gents. You thought Nuke was going to be it? No, no, no. You thought Dustin? No, no, no. We're going all the way through to the 3rd map.
Sponge and Panzai hanging out with myself, Machine Egg. Gentlemen, ladies, of course the fans calling in from around the world during these uncertain times. Hello, how you doing?
Is Panzai like bonsai?
Yeah, it's like the Y, you're just giving it more of a hit, the Panzai.
Just setting up some cameras, sorry. Getting ahead of myself there.
I think of ways to, like players just throw stuff at the end of their name sometimes when you're bored of machine, or it'd be like machiney, I guess.
Or Machinzer.
Yeah, I used to do like the ZJI.
Yeah.
Hans G.
We used to do little clubs at the end, remember, like in Complexity in 1.6, that they'd have A in the brackets of the square brackets.
Wasn't it?
I think it was. I don't know the exact story, but there was always a lot of that going on.
I don't know if you'd love a shout out. Oh, I love it when you got that frag and I could see my name in the kill feed. Ooh.
Maybe you get some people going.
Guys, look, okay, look, like that was like a different.
That was over a decade ago.
My surname in there.
Years ago. Well, Carrigan was probably playing 15 years ago.
He used to have a bloody name in his name.
Yeah, you're probably right, actually. Now, look, this thing started fantastically for Big. Look at the scoreline on the top of your screen right here, 6-1, and it continued to trickle forward until mousesports actually started to put up a bit of a fight. They had a lot of save rounds early that gave them a lot of residual cash to work with, and then the double op started to sing. Rob's finding impact. You can see this trap right here. He's doing the worm, doing the wiggle, and Sirison misses an absolute sitter, normally converting those. Now, look, it didn't come back to bite them. It didn't come back to impact them too much, but I think one of the keynotes that we have to take away from this game is not the fact that Bigot just won this, but we're seeing more from Mouse. Now, we was talking at the pre-show about the fact that, look at this team, Carrigan was doing the primary AWPing. Well, that's not the case. It feels like they've either shifted roles just for this game, or they've shifted roles just in general. We don't know yet. We have to wait and see more.
Yeah, and I think seeing, on the CT side, him rifling on long was quite interesting. I love the way that Big was able to isolate him so easy, but all that aside, it is a change-up, and this is the progress I think we're going to have to just expect with mousesports, that it is going to be a constant changing factor, and just going to be like, okay, let's see how this looks then.
And I think here, when you have this matchup of Dust 2 going into double digits again, it means we're most likely going to have a competitive affair as we move forward into Inferno. But we've been talking a lot about the meta of Dust 2 in recent times, especially this year, Na'Vi having this long play and then just executing from there time and time again. I want to jump into the Skybox machine right now, just to go over one of the things that Big was doing. And Big are always innovating, right? Now, let's just play this one out. I want to jump on in here and take a look over towards the A side of things. So you see them going for a cap boost. And what I want to highlight is this smoke that you're about to see thrown. So they have fumbled the boost. That's fine. They'll get there eventually. Is the smoke that you're about to see that lands back at catwalk. So it's being lined up here. It gets thrown on over. And I'll pivot the camera, and it actually isolates the back of Cat. Now, in the meantime, I'll pause. Well, I won't pause. We can keep it playing. You can see that they've actually taken long control. So this, as a response to that, is something that is going to force these long players to be a little bit worried because they know audibly that space is being taken. So if we go back to the overview camera that I had here, what's great about this is if you have an AWP Cat and you're smoking off towards the palm tree area, he can take more freedom to fight towards the Death Alley position, or if you'd like towards... Yeah, I didn't mean to. There's meant to be a straight line, guys, all right? Giggles over here. Now, into lower tunnels as well, they could be fighting as well by not having to be worried about back of Cat. So it actually opens up a lot of avenues, not just tabs and pushing. So I wanted to bring this out. I wanted to talk about it. I didn't mean to draw a phallic-like object, everybody.
It was a Pringles tube.
I know why you guys are laughing.
I find Pringles
I just want to talk about that
so
smoke,
funny.
guys. That was it, okay? So I hope you like that.
It's
The
nice.
phallic object was not brought to you by the Americans, maybe. It was the smoke that was.
Okay, when we do those sort of things,
Yeah.
you accidentally draw an item,
Yeah.
just don't mention the sponsor.
Well, when you guys laugh, you've already...
Lauren's giggle is hard to ignore.
Yeah.
It's hard to ignore, I agree.
You were crumpling over the desk.
I didn't.
No one saw that.
No one saw my crumpling. Now, we have ourselves for Inferno.
With the right CPU, you can turn any game from familiar to phenomenal. Unleash the potential in all your gaming with Intel 10th Gen processors. With its optimal balance of threads, cores, and frequency to deliver elite real-world performance. Only PC optimizations. Supercharge your Marvel's Avengers experience with Intel Core i5, i7, and i9 processors.
Start your esports career now at play.esl Gaming.
I've been so anti. You're a bad chick and you know that. Eyes roll back every time that I wrote that. I need you and I'm not afraid to show that. I came up from a small town, no one hit me up. Now they want everybody play this. Now pulling up in a Bentley. You don't really ain't shit you can tell me. What? I just wish somebody would help me. This lifestyle is not healthy. Everything I could. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I always wanted the world, I wanna conquer the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I call a shot to the man with the plot and we only go bombs away. And no one protecting my mind as a weapon, that's why I'ma dominate. Taking advantage of every second, now I ain't got time to waste. They all tryna sign my name, they want me to sign my name. Counting your blessing while I count that. And throw them up to the ceiling and everything I envision. Now every between us is I ain't stop till I finish. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I feel on top of the world right now. Savage. I feel on top of the world right now. Savage, you've been distracted, your best, my average. Good plan, I need that. Outworking everybody when I relax, so I ain't tripping about none of y'all. Count that in my winnings. We take 50s and 100s and
League is brought to you in part by Intel, Euronics, Mountain Dew Game Fuel, CS Money, MSI, and America's Navy.
Map 3 now beckoning. Dust 2 big looked great. Back well placed, but Inferno. This doesn't sit well for me either.
He gets one. Tizian decapitating Carrigan as well, and Frozen could get anything done. Frags falling all down middle.
Disaster. Slipped by his weight side. He is, however, on the side of the head.
Weird one.
And this one's over. Searson confirmed Tito and Tizian respectively. So that was one way to
get one for everybody at home. You love to see it. And I just want to make a couple of notes here. Mousesports starting on the CT side. It hasn't been great in their past two, just the other day, but they only managed 6 rounds on their CT half. They had to muster. We look